On behalf of School of Management Sciences, I, Dr. Pallavi Pathak, extend heartiest welcome to all of you to this HR Conclave on the theme Winning Entry to Corporate Corridors. I feel elated to share that we have with us today few very prominent industry experts representing the HR firmament of corporate India. Mr. Anand Dhruv from NTT India, Mr. Bala Subramaniam from Bharat Integrated Services, Mr. Rishabv Dev from Century Plyboards, and Mr. Prabhanjan Prasoon from Sopra Steria. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. Dear audience, companies typically have certain expectations and requirements when hiring freshers. While these expectations may vary depending on the industry, company culture, and specific fresher job rules, there are some common qualities and attributes that companies often look for in freshers. And to help crack this code, this Industry Academia Conference is going to provide a vibrant platform for thought leaders, experts, and practitioners to exchange their first-hand experience, expectations, and best practices prevailing in the industry and allow the audience to broaden and deepen their knowledge base. In this conclave today, we are going to gain practical insights on many such queries related to career aspirations, future of work, and placement opportunities. Let us begin by offering our prayers to the Supreme Power. In furtherance of the same, I request Mr. Anand Dhruv, Mr. Bala Subramaniam, Mr. Rishabv Dev, and Mr. Prabhanjan Prasoon to step forward for lighting the lamp. I request Mr. Sanjay Gupta, Professor Sandeep Singh, Mr. D.K. Tripathi, Professor Avinash Sutkar, and Professor Amitabh Pandey to join us in the From darkness lead us to light, from ignorance lead us to truth. I further request dignitaries to garland the statue of Goddess Saraswati. After lighting the lamp, I request all the dignitaries to garland the statue of Goddess Saraswati to seek her blessings in the quest for knowledge and excellence. Bhavna ma'am, please join the dignitaries. Bhavna ma'am, please join the dignitaries. Garlanding the statue of Goddess Saraswati. Gentlemen, now you all are requested to raise the dice and have the respective seats. Mr. Dhruv, Mr. Bala Subramaniam, Mr. Rishabv Dev, Mr. Prasoon. At the same may I request Registrar of the Institute, Mr. Sanjay Gupta, to present the bouquet to our first panelist, Mr. I further request my senior colleague, Professor Sandeep Singh, Head Management and Mass Communication Department, to present the bouquet to Mr. Bala Subramaniam Sethuraman, Head HR, Pare Integrated Services, India. Next, may I ask Mr. D.K. Tripathi, sir, Vice President Training and Placement, to welcome Mr. Rishabv Dev, Head of Talent Acquisition, Century Plyboards Limited, Kolkata. Finally, I call upon Mrs. Bhavna Dikshit, GM of welcome Mr. Prabhanjan Prasoon, Head. Our first panelist is Mr. Anand Dhruv, Senior HR Professional, holding the position of Associate Director, Human Resources with NTT India, Mumbai. He possesses more than 22 years of experience in leadership and management, including a wide range of HR and employee relations functions, and has expertise in structuring robust HR processes. Core competencies of Mr. Dhruv include strategic HR management, performance management system, HR policy interpretation and application, OD and change management, diversity and inclusion, workforce planning, HR business partnering, talent management consultation, mergers and acquisitions, HR process automation, training and development, project management, to name a few. He has earned several notable accomplishments across his career. I'll quickly mention a couple of recent ones. Mr. Dhruv has been instrumental in setting up NTT School for building the early talent in the organization, 4,000 plus students in the last 5 years. He has effectively directed leadership development, career planning, talent management and succession planning practices for developing talent. Mr. Anand Dhruv has been conferred with numerous awards and recognitions. The latest ones include the Inspirational HR Leader for the Year, Leading HR Practices in DE&I, India's Emerging HR Leader, Networking Champion, CHRO Vision and Innovation Awards 2022. He is an active thinker, change management, luminary, problem solver and decision maker who balances the need of employees with the organizational mandate. Let us all wish him good luck, for he is also pursuing PhD as a Chairman's Fellowship at JECRC University. So soon he will be known as Dr. Anand Dhruv. Second panelist of the day, Mr. Bala Subramaniam Sethuraman. Mr. Bala Subramaniam is an esteemed learning and development coach, renowned for his dedication to empowering individuals and organizations to reach their fullest potential. With a profound understanding of mature learning principles and instructional design, he takes pride in creating transformative learning experiences. Our distinguished HR professional, Mr. Subramaniam brings over 26 years of comprehensive experience in talent acquisition, employee and industrial relations, strategic HR, organizational design and development, coaching, mentoring, training, general administration and talent management. His extensive expertise has been honed through engagements with reputable companies where he has enriched emerging management professionals with his industry insights. He is also certified in Thomas Profiling, DISC and Lean Six Sigma. His exemplary contributions to the field have earned him the HR Innovator Leader of the Award, among numerous other accolades, certifications and recognitions. Mr. Bala Subramaniam's career is marked by a proven track record of exceptional performance and significant achievements. Next we have Mr. Rishabv Dev, Head of Talent Acquisition with Century Plyboards Limited, Kolkata, and XLRI Jamshedpur alum. Mr. Dev is skilled in talent cultivation and acquisition. At Century Plyboards, he has contributed for over a decade with his human resources expertise. His mission is to empower individuals who contribute to the sustainability of our planet, a passion that aligns with their company's ethos. Harnessing his dexterity in manufacturing process improvement, new business development and key account management, he facilitates the growth of human capital. His tenure as Chief Human Resource Officer at Noveltech Fields honed his capability to drive strategic HR initiatives. He was instrumental in leveraging cross-functional team collaborations to enhance operational efficiency and workforce productivity. He has acquired diverse skills like leadership development, conflict resolution, stakeholder management, employer branding, and many more by working in companies like Noveltech Fields, a Goldman Sachs company, Naricher Anmol Feed Private Limited, Ambuja Nyotia, and DLF. He has mastered the art to build and implement initiatives on recruitment and employee engagement to strengthen the overall value proposition for existing and prospective employees. Our fourth panelist, Mr. Prabhanjan Prasoon, Head of Talent Acquisition at Sopra Steria, a major tech player in Europe with 56,000 employees in nearly 30 countries, and is recognized for its consulting, digital services and software development. His association with the company is almost a dozen-year-old now. Mr. Prasoon is an experienced senior manager with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and service industry, skilled in requirement analysis, recruiting, IT strategy, resource management, and vendor management. He is a strong professional with a sound legal knowledge, clubbed with human resource and personal administration expertise. Earlier, he has worked for Bala, where he acted as a core global asset manager, handling the complete requirements, planning, and control of the resources. He also handled global bench management, forecasting, resource inventory, skill gap analysis, client management, recruiting, etc., and many other crucial responsibilities. And how honored I feel to introduce these accomplished personalities who have carved a niche for themselves. I'm sure our students today will be highly motivated and inspired by all of you. I now request Professor Sandeep Singh, HOD Management and Mass Communication at SMS, for delivering his opening remarks and welcoming our esteemed panelists.
Thank you, madam. A very good afternoon. Esteemed panelists, faculty members, my colleagues, and dear students. It is with immense pleasure and pride that I welcome you all to today's HR Conclave on winning entry to corporate corridors, organized by School of Management Sciences, Varanasi. This gathering exemplifies our dedication to providing a platform where academic learning meets corporate expertise, preparing our students for the dynamic and evolving world of business. At SMS, we believe that real-world knowledge shared by industry leaders is essential for the holistic development of our students. Today's conclave is particularly significant as it not only allows us to gain deep insights into talent acquisition, development, and retention, but also offers direct advice and tips from our distinguished panelists to help our third semester MBA, MCA and MCOM students gear up for the upcoming campus placement season. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed panel members who bring with them a wealth of experience and practical wisdom from their respective industries. Mr. Anand Dhruv, Associate Director HR, Head of Talent Development and Early Careers at NTT Data Mumbai. Mr. Bala Subramaniam Sethuraman, Head HR at Parekh Integrated Services Private Limited, Mumbai. Mr. Rishabv Dev, Head of Talent Acquisition at Century Plyboards Limited, Kolkata. Mr. Prabhanjan Prasoon, Head of Talent Acquisition at Sopra Steria, Noida. In addition to sharing their insights on human resources and organizational strategies, our panelists will also offer valuable guidance to our third semester MBA, MCA and MCOM students on how to prepare themselves for the forthcoming placement session. Their advice will cover essential aspects such as personal branding, interview preparation and understanding what recruiters look for in candidates, key elements that will help our students successfully navigate the campus placement process and beyond. I would also like to acknowledge and thank our faculty moderators, Dr. Avinash Chandra Sukkar and Dr. Amitabh Pandey for steering today's discussion and ensuring that it adds the maximum value to our students. I encourage all the students to actively participate in today's session as this is a golden opportunity to learn directly from those who have been at the forefront of corporate hiring and talent management. Do not hesitate to ask questions, clarify doubts and make the most of this interaction. In conclusion, I would like to thank the organizing team and everyone involved in making this event a reality. Once again, a warm welcome to all and let us look forward for an insightful and enriching experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep sir. Just back from their summer internships after tasting the drop in corporate exposure, these students are full of hope, aspirations and of course lots of queries regarding what combination of skills and qualities often companies look for when hiring freshers and how will be their campus to corporate transition, how will things change for freshers as they enter the workplaces. So there is excitement as well as anxiety. And to know it, we have all these panelists here, so let us hear from them. But let me, before handing over the session to our moderators, Professor Avinash Sukkar and Professor Amitabh Pandey, let me quickly remind all the students sitting in the audience, as already suggested by Sandeep sir, to absorb the deliberation as much as possible and jot down the questions if you have any. We'll take these questions after the discussion is over.
Winning entry into corporate corridors. We are privileged to have with us a distinguished panel of HR leaders today, and I take this opportunity to welcome them once again, Mr. Anand Dhruv, Mr. Bala Subramaniam Sethuraman, Mr. Rishabv Dev, and Mr. Prabhanjan Prasoon. We thank you all for taking time from your busy schedule and coming from all corners of India. A very unique thing about today's days is the business HR leaders who have come today to our campus. They are representing all the four directions of our country. We have two guests from Mumbai, one from Kolkata and one coming from Noida. And although one of the guests has come from Mumbai, but due to his South Indian origin, I can safely say that we have all got all the four corners covered, and entire India is being represented here today. And we'll be getting to benefit from this diversity of the panel today. So I once again thank you, sir, and I'm sure that today the discussion which will be held, I'll be supported by my colleague who will be jointly moderating the session, Professor Avinash Sulkar, and we'll try to make this panel discussion as fruitful as possible for the budding managers who are ready to embark on their campus placement journey. They have already completed their 2 semesters, they are into their 3rd semester, they have already completed their summer internship, and they are looking forward to appear in the interviews which are likely to start in the next month. So to kick off the discussion, I'll first like to know from you all, since 2 of the panel members are coming from IT sector and 2 are from non-IT sector, and the students sitting here, they belong to MBA, MCA and MCOM. So first of all, I would like to know from you, and you all have amassed a significant experience under your belt so far. So just wanted to know that how has been your journey so far, and during this time, from the time you joined your first organization to this day where you stand today, how has the HR landscape changed, and what have been your experience? Particularly, I would be interested in knowing the experiences from 2 different sectors, IT and non-IT. So, anybody can take up this question.
Hello. Thank you for asking this question, and first of all, on behalf of all of us, I would like to thank each one of you for being here, and I'm sure it's going to be very interesting for all of you. We will ensure that it becomes interesting and insightful for all of you. And also, you asked about how HR has evolved, in the last 20 years, because I carry 2 decades of experience. So, I will not take too much of time on the evolving HR journey, but one thing I would like to tell, which was there in 2005 also, and which is there today, and it will remain after 20 years also, is the continuous change. And as an industry, or as a student, or as a faculty, or as an institute, we should be very adaptive in terms of accepting those changes. That is something which is very, very important. So if I talk about 2005, that was ERP era. From HR perspective, a lot of ERPs, specifically, Oracle, SAP, and so that era was more like I would say digitization, the era of digitization, whatever you can say, and it went up to 2013-14, and after that, definitely, slowly and gradually, this artificial intelligence started coming in, and today we talk about AI, we talk about Gen AI, and a lot of things are actually disrupting, I would say really disrupting HR. One element which is there, and again, like one is adaptability from industry perspective, second is the emotional touch, the human touch. That was there in HR, it is there, and it will be there. So that is something which is going to remain. The change is something which is a constant thing, and it will keep happening. The future is totally unpredicted, and I always say future is bright. So the bright unpredictability, we don't know what's going to be. We can only predict for next 1 year that okay, what is going to happen. So definitely the role of classical HR has changed now. Today, HR people are actually looked as consultancy. I'm already talking HR consultants. So in business, I'm sure you come from logistic industry, from manufacturing industry, and I and Anand both are from IT industry. We know the expectation of customer is that if you are, an HR guy, you should also know about the business. So business and HR should go hand in hand. So that's one expectation. Second is, rather than solving a problem, how can we act as a consultant? There are a lot of problems in HR. I'm not going to talk about it. People come to HR when they used to get into a problem, attrition ho gaya, sorry, I'll be switching to Hindi as well because Hindi is my native language, but 10%. So, attrition happens or something happens, you need a backfill, we need to retain somebody, we need to create a development program, lot of things. So definitely people used to come to HR whenever they see some sort of problem or challenge and they want any remedy to come from HR. That was the classical expectation. Today, it's like this HR acting as a consultant. Means, like a consultant does. Understanding the entire part of the business and then giving suggestions, hey, if you do this, probably, the productivity of people are going to be a little higher. The mental wellness is going to be a little higher. What is going to be some of the future skills where we can prepare our people? These kind of, shall we act on these three things which can, diminish the attrition part for next 1 year? I think these kind of expectations people are having in HR. So that's how HR has evolved. And I can go on and go on and go on, so I don't want to take too much of time. Maybe Rishabv or Mr. Bala, anyone?
पहले लाइफ बहुत ज़्यादा इजी हुआ करता था। आज से 20 साल पहले अगर हम बोले जब मैंने काम शुरू किया था, HR से एक्सपेक्टेशन होता था सैलरी आ जाएगी टाइम पे या थोड़ा बहुत ट्रेनिंग हो जाएगा। अब पूरा चेंज हो गया है क्योंकि लोगों की एक्सपेक्टेशन बदल गई है। पहले लोग ज्वाइन करते थे तो काफ़ी कुछ टाइम सोचते थे कि कुछ एक साल बिताएंगे। आज कुछ एक महीने में आपके जनरेशन में लोग परेशान हो जाते हैं, राइट? इन 6 months टाइम पीपल थिंक कि आई शुड गेट प्रोमोटेड। IT में तो ये और ज़्यादा शायद माय वाइफ इज फ्रॉम IT बैकग्राउंड, शी फेसेस अ लॉट ऑफ चैलेंज क्योंकि आपके जैसे बच्चे छोटे आते हैं, कुछ तो सिंपल ग्रेजुएट होते हैं, सो देयर एक्सपेक्टेशंस इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट। सो उनसे डील करने के लिए आज के डेट में AI का सहारा ज़्यादा लिया जाता है। HR इंटरेक्शन कमता जा रहा है, विच इज आई फील इज अ बिग कंसर्न। कोई सॉल्यूशन नहीं मिलता। पीपल स्टिल एक्सपेक्ट, वी ऑल आर ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, राइट? हमें चाहिए एक सामने वाला इंसान। आप सोचिए बैंकिंग में आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम आया और आपसे कोई चैटबॉट में चैट किया जा रहा है। मुझे याद है मेरा एक प्रॉब्लम 62,000 पॉइंट्स मेरे क्रेडिट कार्ड के अचानक लैप्स कर गए। 1.5 लाख करीबन पॉइंट था, उसमें से उन्होंने 62,000 पॉइंट्स का 1 लाख रुपए खर्चा करने के बाद वो पॉइंट जमा होते हैं और वो बैंक का चैटबॉट मुझसे चैट किया जा रहा है। मैं फ्रस्ट्रेट होकर छोड़ दिया, लिटरली छोड़ दिया ना, क्योंकि मुझे कोई बात करने वाला नहीं मिल रहा है मोबाइल पे कस्टमर केयर में फोन करो। सो ये डिफिकल्टी हर एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फेस कर रहे हैं। जितना बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होता जा रहा है, प्रॉब्लम कि आपके प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व करने वाले लोग कमते जा रहे हैं। ये एक बहुत बड़ा चेंज हो गया है शायद। ये AI का ड्रॉबैक मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं, बिकॉज ह्यूमन टच अनफॉर्चुनेटली खत्म हो रहा है। सो उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? आपको मेंटली प्रिपेयर्ड होना पड़ेगा। अदरवाइज 2 दिन पहले की एक न्यूज़ आपने देखा होगा, कितने आप में से कितने लोग हैं जो लिंक्डइन में हैं? काफी एनलाइटेड है। एक न्यूज़ आया होगा, EY की एक छोटी सी बच्ची का डेथ हुआ। क्या इकलौता एक ऐसा केस है वो? हम में से कितने लोग हर रोज पढ़ते हैं, राइट? और किसी को दिखता नहीं है क्योंकि हम मेंटली पढ़ रहे हैं। उसके लिए आपको मेंटली आपको स्ट्रांग होना पड़ेगा। एक्सपेक्टेशंस थोड़े से कम करने पड़ेंगे कि सामने वाला आपको कुछ करके देगा। यू हैव टू डू इट ऑन योर ओन। इसलिए खुद को प्रिपेयर करना बहुत जरूरी है। ये किताबों में आप ये चीजें नहीं पढ़ेंगे शायद, या आपके कोर्स वर्क में ये चीजें नहीं पढ़ाई जाएंगी, बट कैसे आपको सर्वाइव करना है। आप तो सोचते हैं कि बहुत सारे आप में से बच्चे होंगे जिनको बचपन से ये बोला होगा मेरा राजा बेटा, राइट? वो राजा बेटा घर तक ही होता है। तो प्रैक्टिकल में जब आते हैं सोचते हैं मैं तो राजा क्या रंग भी नहीं हूँ इधर। यही एक रियलिटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जो आप उस चीज को शायद झेल नहीं पाते हैं। हमारे टाइम में भी यही चीजें थी, बट हम लोग मेंटली बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रांग थे क्योंकि इमोशनल सपोर्ट बहुत ज्यादा था। तो ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन पूरे फैमिली से लेकर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन तक चलता आ रहा है। सो दिस इज योर लाइफ, यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर फॉर इट। ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चेंज है जो हो चुका है आज के डेट में। आपको खुद का ही सुनना पड़ेगा, तो खुद से थोड़ा कंसल्ट किया करिए कि आप खुद एनलाइटेड हैं या सिर्फ जस्ट कैजुअली चीजें हैं।
So while most of the points have been covered here, nothing much to add upon, but definitely एक चीज है जो हम सबको ज़हन में रखनी चाहिए. HR as a function, particularly now we are talking about HR as a function. HR was there, HR is there, HR will always be there, because HR is all about emotions. That's exactly what my colleague was mentioning about this. So what happens is, we all are emotionals. If you are not able to get your solution online, we get frustrated. We all are social beings. And that's the reason HR as an industry, HR as a particular field, I see a lot of participation today all across. Because HR is a critical function of the organization. Personally, without naming the organization, I have gone through this transition. My office, our cabin was at least 1 kilometer away from the main office. Why? Because we were termed as a time office. HR, IR, industrial relationship, वो concept में मैंने personally काम किया है. But today we are here sitting next to the CEO, next to the CFO, and next to the other business decision makers in the organization. This is what HR has proved their value in the organization. So all those people who used to actually tease us is the right word, इससे खराब शब्द यूज करते हैं. अरे आप तो रंगोली बनाने वाले होते हो, अरे आपको तो सिर्फ गुब्बारे बर्थडे यही करना होता है. तो उनको मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ, how many of you here who are not from a local or nearby नहीं हो, दूर से आते हैं, outside your, so let's say this Banaras as a place. How many of you are outside Banaras? घर का खाना याद आता है? मैस का खाना अभी मम्मी के हाथ का जो खाना होता था, ये मम्मी क्या बनाया, ऐसा कोई खाना बनाता है, आज वही खाना जो है तरस रहे हैं हम लोग, right? That's exactly the transition which we all have gone through. Only when you don't realize the value of that particular task, activity, job role, whatever you name it, the moment you understand the value of it, you will be able to appreciate it. And the moment you appreciate something, you will go long run. The day you stop appreciating something, the day you stop appreciating yourself, trust me, indirectly you are killing yourself. Every day is a learning day. The day you stop learning is the day you stop growing. That's what the key message is, because particularly from the IT sector, we both are representative, but all of us here on the dais whom we are speaking with, please remember we have gone through all that transition. Today आपको रेडीमेड सब कुछ आपके प्लेट में मिल जाता है. आप गूगल करते हो, गूगल आंटी आपको सब इंफॉर्मेशन दे देती है. हमारे वक्त, हमारे कॉलेजेस, हमारे स्कूल के वक्त ये बेनिफिट हमारे पास नहीं था. I still remember OH, क्या बोलते थे उसको, ओवरहेड प्रोजेक्ट, OH प्लीज. हम वो शीट बनाते थे, प्रिंट लेते थे, मार्कर से टाइप करते थे, स्क्रीन पे डिस्प्ले करके, फिर वो 20 मार्क के लिए जो हाजी हजूरी हम करते थे, सर मैडम, वो 20 मार्क के लिए हम जो मेहनत करते थे. So we have gone through that transition. So HR today is a core function. Luckily, the generation which you all are a part of, you guys are getting everything ready. Just remember one strong message to all of you: please keep your learning curve on. The day you stop learning is the day you stop growing. Thank you.
That's interesting. I'll just add on to that. Keep learning and apply that learning. Because आप learn करोगे लेकिन उसको apply नहीं करोगे तो कोई मतलब नहीं है. मैं यहाँ पे I have this habit of reading body languages. So I could find some of you are turning away to glory, some of you are looking down, not many of you are making notes. So we come from that generation जब उनको डंडा मारा जाता था, wherein we had to keep notes, we had to give a minutes of the meeting in terms of what did we learn, what did we take away after a particular discussion. Okay, this is very important if you want to be coming out or standing out of the crowd. मतलब जनता से आपको अगर क्लास में रहना है तो आपको स्टैंड आउट परफॉर्मर होना पड़ेगा। स्टैंड आउट परफॉर्मर होने के लिए आपको स्टैंड आउट कुछ करना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो एक सिंपल चीज बोलूंगा, मैं ज्यादा आई डोंट नो लेक्चर, आई यूजुअली I'm very uncomfortable sitting and talking, but since all of them are sitting and talking very religiously, I'm not able to stand and talk for over a period of time. I'll come to you and speak to you along with you, okay? Only thing I will tell is, if you don't learn, you're not going to succeed. If you don't unlearn, you will still not succeed. So don't carry the baggage. अरे हमको तो ये बोला गया था, कॉलेज में तो ये बोला गया था, जाएंगे पीपीटी बनाएंगे, स्ट्रैटेजी करेंगे, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है। You will start from the basics, grasp as much as you can over a period of time, and then as all of us are mentioning, understand the business. जिस कंपनी में जाते हो, उस कंपनी के बिजनेस को समझो, उस कंपनी के टीम को समझो कि उनको क्या चाहिए, और उस हिसाब से हमको रिएक्ट करना है या रिस्पॉन्स देना है। जस्ट बिकॉज किसी ने बोल दिया कि हमको जाके एंगेजमेंट करना है, तो सेलिब्रेशन जो रंगोली है या बर्थडे है या हम लोग फेस्टिवल सेलिब्रेशन जो करते हैं, not that we like doing it, but we have to do it as a part of an engagement program. We also run surveys in the organization to check whether it's actually needed. लोग बोलते नहीं हमको चाहिए, जब हमने बंद कर दिया तो I usually do a lot of testing. So in between I stop all the engagements completely, focus only on training. अरे नहीं सिर्फ ट्रेनिंग नहीं चाहिए, हमको एंगेजमेंट भी चाहिए। जब एंगेजमेंट ज्यादा हो गया तो किसी ने बोला यहाँ पे तो सिर्फ फनी होता है, कोई काम ही नहीं कर रहा है, बिजनेस पे कोई फोकस नहीं कर रहा है, तो मैंने वो भी बंद कर दिया। So at the end of the day, you need to know the pulse. आपको ऑडियंस का पल्स जानना बहुत जरूरी है। आप HR में हो, फाइनेंस में हो, मार्केटिंग में हो, जो नॉन HR वाले हैं उनको बोर नहीं होना, इसलिए I'm just telling all of you are going to be fresh out of college, you're going to be starting your corporate careers. Take what comes your way in the first 1, 2, 3 years. Do not try to zero upon मेरे को यही करना है, मेरा तो इंक्लिनेशन यही में है, मैं यही कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ. Do not go with that mindset. You know what? I was from an event management background. I spent 8 years just doing events before realizing नहीं मेरे को तो HR. So I think it all depends on that one eureka moment that comes your life, how life changes, and I'm very fortunate to have a lot of coaches and a lot of mentors who have helped me to grow and reach to this level. And coach और mentor सिर्फ बड़े नहीं होते, coach और mentor आपके सहकर्मी भी हो सकते हैं, आपके जूनियर भी हो सकते हैं जो आपको सिखाते हैं. आपको सीखने की क्षमता रखनी चाहिए और सीख के इम्प्लीमेंट करना जरूरी है. So I'll just stop at that, sir. Over to you.
Okay. So to the panelists, my question would be a loaded one. So the diaspora or the crowd sitting in front of you has just returned from their summer internships, and Amitabh ji has already said, and Prabhu also mentioned, that they are in their third semester, eagerly awaiting for their placement seasons to begin. Obviously, they are excited, they are charged up, they are anticipating good things, but out of my experience of the last 15 years, they are also confused. Confused in terms of the following scenarios. Should we opt for a brand name which is known as a company, or should we opt for a startup? Is the package important, or is it the job profile? Location, metro city, a mini metro, a state capital. Lot of mental conflicts. Mental well-being, as Dhruv has just said. How calm, composed, focused, such kind of a mental dilemma. The question is open to all four of you.
So I will again take liberty to start. I think it's a brilliant question, and I'll answer differently. I'll first focus on the mental wellness part, and you spoke about that unfortunate incident happened in Illinois. I'll start with that. I think it's very important for all of us to be emotionally agile, and I will talk practical. Okay, मैं वो कहने वाली बातें मैं नहीं कहूँगा, अच्छी लगती है बुक्स में, बहुत जगह मिल जाएगी, बट प्रैक्टिकलिटी ये है कि आपको चोट लगेगी तो दर्द होगा, राइट? दैट्स द प्रैक्टिकलिटी. ओके, इफ समवन हिट्स यू, राइट, you will get a pain. But how to react to that pain, that depends on your mental well-being. Okay, do I need to hit him back or hit her back? Or maybe what actions I have to take later on, that depends on your mental well-being. Similarly, the same thing happens when any thoughts goes in your mind, which creates conflicts, which creates. So first of all, remember, there will be certain thoughts in your mind which will create conflict. So don't think that I should be without conflict in my mind at any point of time. कुछ विचार ऐसे होंगे जो आपके दिमाग में confusion पैदा करेगा. Let those thoughts come in. Don't worry about it. Don't get into mode of, हिंदी में एक वर्ड है किन कितक विभोर होना. Right? You understand this word? How many of you have understood? Only one? Oh my God! मुझे तो हिंदी आती होगी यार. Okay, what क्या करें क्या ना करें कैसे मुश्किल है. Now do you understand? So in simple language. So don't worry about it. Everybody gets confused in life. Everybody gets nervous in life, right? With different thoughts. So this is a generic statement I am making. Don't worry about any such thoughts coming in your mind. Now, the most important thing is how to handle such things. And for that, you need to be absolutely mentally strong. You need to focus on mental well-being. There are a lot of ways of doing that. Okay? And I will not talk about such things, how to be mentally strong. Probably you can find it out. You can connect how to be mentally strong. There are multiple ways. Coming back to your real question, sir, what you asked about, that whether I should get into branding, which is part of marketing, or I should get into X, Y, Z, whatever, or in HR. First of all, there are two ways looking at your career. One is, let's become like an Arjun. तीर चलानी है और मछली के आंख में मारना है, right? हमारे यहाँ बहुत I hail from a place called Navada, which is in Bihar, and a lot of people in my surroundings are aspiring IAS, and I have seen many of them saying कि बनना है तो बॉस लाल बत्ती वाली गाड़ी में IAS बनना, नहीं तो कुछ नहीं करेंगे, खेती करेंगे, right? That's what खेती is not bad, by the way. So what I'm trying to say here is करना वही है, and a lot of people say कि लक्ष्य का पीछा करो, लक्ष्य मिलना चाहिए, which is fine. You should be determined to get your objective, what you have defined in your life, but also be practical. That is important. Something which is feasible, that probably you have to think about. So that's one way of looking at the career. Second is, whatever is coming in my way, okay, let me adapt it. Let me create love for that, right? And then, okay, I will do that. Like he moved from event management to HR. The true love of HR came out, and he came. He's a successful guy sitting in front of you, right? So there are two ways. Practically, you can either wait for that. You may get, you may not get. Alternate way, which is more practical and feasible, at least for me, which I understand is, ठीक है IAS नहीं बना तो BPSC ट्राई कर लो या UPSC ट्राई कर लो, वो भी नहीं हुआ तो कुछ और कर लो, फिर देखो क्या कर सकते हैं. There are multiple ways of doing the things. So don't be stubborn on that particular part. कि इसी कंपनी में जाना है या इसी प्रोफाइल में जाना है, यही करना है, right? That's one thing. Second is about the package and the profile. My personal suggestion to you would be, don't run after money in the beginning of your career. What is very important is again the love. Are you connected to that particular job? Getting into you will get lot of jobs, I'm telling you, and if you allow me 2 minutes, I can share one story. When I was starting my career, a lot of my, so when I was doing MBA, everybody was telling me that you should opt for marketing, you're a marketing guy. But then, thanks to one of the mentors who said, no, you get into HR, you will do pretty well in HR. So I took HR. When the placement was happening, I was the one who could not get placed. That the expectation from me was that I should be placed in the beginning. I could not placed. I failed miserably in multiple exams. For PSUs also and for some other companies also. And all my friends got placed in different, I will not take any name of any company or anything, but in different roles and very decent package, decent designation. The bande ne join kiya, senior manager tha. And I said, wow. Fortunately, I was fortunate enough to get placement in Bala Subramaniam. I got placed as management trainee. So my designation was management trainee. Salary was very less compared to the guy who was senior manager. And not only 15 people got placed there in that company. Senior manager package was 4 times than what I was getting as HR in Bala Subramaniam. I will also not reveal my first salary. So, and after 6 months, I realized that what are they doing? And I was very frustrated in the beginning. But then I realized, what are they doing? The kind of job they are doing, they are not going to progress in their life. And some of them understood it little early, they restarted their career. Some of them could not understand and they struggled. So you will get lots of such jobs which is not going to be meaningful for you. Just for getting a job, my dear friend, don't compromise on that high salary and high package part. Of course, you have, see, एक हिंदी में शेर है कि सब जानते हैं पैसा खुदा है, खुदा की कसम खुदा से कम भी नहीं है. सब जानते हैं पैसा खुदा नहीं है, लेकिन खुदा की कसम खुदा से कम भी नहीं है. Right? So पैसा सबको चाहिए. Who doesn't want money? But then you have to see, apart from money, what else you are getting. Is it going to give a good shape to your career? Think from that perspective. Right? This is very, very important. Especially I have seen in IT companies, and Anand will absolutely agree to me. A lot of freshers join, and lot of companies, even I'm telling you, I can take these names also on this diet, even if it is recorded. And a lot of people go to Amazon, a lot of people go to Google, right? Microsoft, they are doing support kind of jobs. And MCA people could be able to relate, right? A small startup giving 30% of the salary what you are getting in Microsoft. The brand is also lesser, but you are actually doing the kind of work which can take you to later on in Google or any bigger organization or to Sopra Steria and or the data at a very good job, right? So it happens. To end up my talk, I would say 2 things. One, please love yourself. Right? Mental well-being is extremely important. Extremely important. Second thing, don't run only for money. Money is important, only for money. Try to align it with your job role, job profile, whether it suits you or not. Right? Whether you are meant for it or not. A lot of things. My answer was pretty long, I'm sorry about it.
So I'll just take it from a non-IT. So I just thought maybe we could do a little bit of IT, non-IT, non-IT, IT. So it becomes a little at least interesting, I hope so. Yeah. So taking to your question, answer is very simple. There are 2 things that you should ideally do. Whenever you go for a job interview, research about the company, discuss with your peers if you have an opportunity available. So LinkedIn पे सबने हाथ उठाया ना ऊपर, तो LinkedIn पे सिर्फ blindly like करने से कुछ नहीं होगा, right? So what we do is we do random likes, assuming कि वो कंपनी का head HR उस कंपनी के CEO ने like को देख के मुझे job offer करेगा या करेगी, ऐसा नहीं होता है. वो Insta या Facebook नहीं है, right? So it is not going to happen. So all you need to do, adding to his statement which is very true, mental well-being. हमारे यहाँ पे mental well-being क्या होता था जब हम छोटे थे ना, जब हमको कुछ लगता था खरोच भी आती थी घर पे चाटा पड़ता था कि खरोच लेकर के क्यों आया. आज की तारीख में क्या होता है, डॉक्टर के पास लेके जाएंगे, इंजेक्शन दिलवाएंगे, पट्टी पड़वाएंगे। हमारे जमाने में वो सब नहीं होता। क्यों? Because there was no time for all this. But now you have time because mental well-being, wellness, all these things have come into picture. Same, we just discussing in the afternoon. So starting में minimum 10 से 12 घंटे काम करने की इच्छा में मत रखना। Minimum 14 hours you need to put in so get some output. Why? 8 hours you need to do your normal job in the office. The balance 6 hours should be to learn more and upgrade and uplift yourself. आप बोलोगे मैं ऑफिस के टाइम पे सीखूंगा या सीखूंगी, वो नहीं होने वाला। नंबर 1। नंबर 2, जब आप इंटरव्यूज के लिए जाते हो, जब आपको क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट है कि हाँ मुझे इसी फलाने कंपनी में जाना है क्योंकि ब्रांड है। अच्छा, ब्रांड के साथ में जैसे सर ने बताया जॉब प्रोफाइल क्या है। अभी जॉब प्रोफाइल अगर आप मुझे पूछोगे एज ए मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी आपको सब करना है, प्यून से लेके प्रेसिडेंट का सब काम करना होगा। कहीं आप फाइलिंग करोगे, कहीं आप डेटा एंट्री करोगे, कहीं आप जाकर के चाय दोगे, ये भी करना पड़ता है। जस्ट फॉर योर FYI, we have done that. Okay, so these are some things that still is prevalent. Okay, it's not changed. So keep this in mind that number 1, you need to be clear कि मुझे 3 साल के बाद क्या बनना है। उसके बारे में आपको आज सोचना है क्योंकि आप लोग बहुत ज्यादा समझदार हो हमारे से। क्यों? आपके पास एक्सपोजर ज्यादा है सोशल मीडिया का और नॉलेज का, जो हमारे पास सिर्फ बुक से हुआ करता था, रेफरेंसेस से हुआ करता था और सीनियर्स होते थे। और इस तरीके का जो नेटवर्किंग इवेंट्स है, that was not very much at our time. So that was hardly to 1 or 2. But now we have so many opportunities and options available. Use that. So like till graduation you had a good time. During post-graduation, it has to be very serious thought that I need to grow myself to be a professional in the next 3 to 5 years. The first 2 to 3 years after my college, after my post-graduation, I just need to give myself to that organization which has given me this opportunity at their cost because they are not paying me salaries, right? So some company which is going to offer you a package, they will think from a perspective कि ये टीम मेंबर मेरे कंपनी में आएगा और वो कुछ अलग चीज करके दिखाएगा, या उस टीम मेंबर के विचार ऐसे होनी चाहिए कि they should be able to give you should be able to be standing apart from the crowd, and that can happen only when you keep thinking कि I need to be the best and I am the best. Okay, even if you have scored an average in your school or college, no problem. You have an example right in front of you who's talking to you. I was not a very great student academically, but over a period of time, when I actually gained practical experience, that's when things started changing. So things will change provided you have that passion, as he rightly mentioned. You need to have a passion. अर्जुन का जैसा उन्होंने बताया कि वो स्पेशलाइजेशन होना चाहिए कि मुझे उस निशाने पे तीर लगना चाहिए. You need to have an objective. You need to have a goal. Break those goals and objectives into 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. तब होगा. iPhone सबको पसंद है ना? सबको iPhone चाहिए है कि नहीं? Yes or no? Right. So everyone wants an iPhone. Everyone wants the latest model, but that comes with a cost. When it comes to the cost, you will think whether you need it. So just for I decided to purchase myself because I am not a big fan of iPhone. For me, it's a waste because I will still get my phone calls, I will still get my emails. But someone like him, he would need that because he works in an environment wherein if he doesn't carry that gadget, he might be looked upon what desi. He is such a desi guy, doesn't even own an iPhone. But in my kind of a setup, it is not. It is like he's making more money just because he has an iPhone. So those things also you need to keep in mind. Lastly, and very to cut it short, focus on 3 years hence what's going to happen from now. Don't take life as it comes because all of you work at least 60% of you have this cushion of parents. मम्मी नहीं जम रहा है, मुझे नहीं आता, तो बेटा वापस आ जा, हम लोग कुछ कर लेंगे साथ में. And that will kill you. So even if you are stressed or stretched, don't go back to your parents and complain. Fight it out, and that's going to make you really strong to make some decisions over a period of time. You might make a wrong decision even during your campus, believe me. But don't feel bad, don't regret. Learn from that and move on. Right? Thank you.
Partly, again,
it's an open forum. We all may not be speaking the same language. So let me play the devil's advocate here. Partly I agree with all the statements which we are making here on the dais. Partly I am not in complete agreement. But of course, to give a complete perspective, I will just narrate a small story which mostly I am assuming, and please correct me if I am wrong, that you should get the answers of all the questions which as a team we are trying to ask. You all know the character Alice in Wonderland. The story, I'm sure most of us have heard that story. Yes or no? If not, just Google it or just search Alice in Wonderland. So Alice is that one particular character, Disney character, which is definitely known to most of us, at least in my school days, college days, of course we all have gone through that. So Alice on one particular day comes to a junction, comes to a point where she is little confused or she's not sure what exactly the next move should be, exactly what sir question asked for, you know, what next move should have been. So Alice is there exactly. तो अगर आप aerial view देखोगे तो आपको एक Y दिखेगा. Just imagine Y or V, something like this. So in simple words, on that particular junction, Alice had two options because there was one on the left and there was one on the right. Clear, everybody? Can you imagine this Y or V something virtually? And exactly at the junction, she was unsure where she wants to go. Obviously, there are only two options. One option is left, one option is right. Now at that junction, Alice gets confused and she is looking out for help. And typically, how do we take help? एक अंधा दूसरे अंधे को रास्ता दिखाता है, जैसे हम करते हैं. कौन सा स्ट्रीम में लेना चाहिए, किधर एडमिशन लेना चाहिए, कौन सा स्कोप किस में है. इंजीनियरिंग में बहुत स्कोप है, मुझे उस इंसान से मिलना है आज के आज, अभी के अभी. So all perspectives, all of us have our own stories, journeys. Try to relate to that. So coming back to Alice, so she's standing there and she's confused which way to go. And at the corner she sees a big fat cat at the corner. And she says, "Hey catty, how are you?" "Hey, I'm good, how are you?" "I'm good." "Tell me, you look tense." "Yeah, I'm very tense because I'm not sure where I want to go." She said, "You tell me where you want to go." "I don't know because there are two options which I have. So you tell me where you want to go." She said, "I'm not sure where I can go, catty. Please help me." Then the catty said, "If you are not sure which direction you want to go, how will that make any difference? Go to your left or go to your right because you are not sure where you want to go." Your answer is in this question. Now, different perspective. My salary was 5,625 rupees and I definitely remember this because that was my first salary. इसके बाद बहुत सैलरी बढ़ी, बहुत इंक्रीमेंट्स हुए, पर ये 5,625 का जो फिगर है वो हमेशा मेरे दिमाग में रहेगा. So please remember, your salary will not define your growth. Your salary is a base in which we work. You work more, you get more. You work less, you get less. Not everybody will be an elephant. We are a corporate jungle. Again, answering your questions. We all are corporate jungle. Every jungle has one king. Everybody cannot be king. Everybody cannot be queen. A jungle has everybody in your vicinity. We all are a corporate jungle. बंदर होंगे, हिरन होंगे, गधे होंगे, सब होंगे. और कंपनी में हम सबको सबकी जरूरत होगी. So let us not categorize people based on their skill set. Let's understand what value I bring on the table. I was very clear that either I will be getting into HR or counseling or anything that sort of, or I will sing, dance, or anything with performing arts. So I was very clear as a kid that these are the two options which I think I can get into. और किसी ने ज्ञान दिया था मुझे कि अरे पायलट और ये सब जो है वो आप कर सकते हो. Then I realized कि मैं तो BCom का स्टूडेंट हूँ, पायलट तो मैं नहीं बन सकता. Then I thought of becoming a flight person. उड़ना बहुत पसंद है. Then I tried but I failed miserably. And then I realized कि नहीं भाई ये मुझसे नहीं होगा. And that's how I decided that these are the two options I want to get into, and today I'm here in front of you. Please try to understand the economics really well. ठीक है? डिमांड सप्लाई का कर्व हर जगह हर रोज आपको दिखेगा। प्याज बीच में 100 रुपए किलो हुए थे कि नहीं? अभी 40-50 के आसपास है, बीच में 20 रुपए हो गए थे। जब 40 और 100 रुपए के प्याज हो गए थे, मुझे बताइए कितना सैलेड खाते थे आप? पूछिए मम्मी को, पूछिए अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स को। सो अंडरस्टैंड द इक्विलिब्रियम, अंडरस्टैंड द इकोनॉमिक्स एंड देन डिसाइड अपॉन इट। Every skill set is a good skill set. You need to ask yourself whether I am somebody who can do really well as an entrepreneur. Take that risk. Understand the dynamics of that risk. कि अगर ये मैं रिस्क लेता हूँ तो इसका बेनिफिट क्या होगा और इसका डिसएडवांटेज क्या होगा। Similarly, full-fledged, good corporate package, good brand, everything is good. Still, okay, उतना चाहिए था, उतना सैलरी नहीं मिल रहा है, but मेरा गुजारा हो जाए। The answer is in front of you. So again, let's not compare a story of A with a story of B. We all have our own stories. Understand that, and hence whenever you are confused, please remember the character of Alice. And that's how that we, that why will always come in your life, because the challenge is my left is your right. Please remember that. Whatever I am showing you, you will not be able to relate to it because मैं आपको 9 दिखा रहा हूँ और आप जब 9 स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हो तो आपको क्या दिख रहा है? That is all about your perspective. And that's the reason, please remember these small stories of economics, equilibrium, Alice, options, and then take a decision. This is something which is right for me or this is wrong for me. Please remember, we all are bound to make mistakes. Everybody does it. The beauty is not making mistakes. The beauty is, as rightly mentioned by colleague, the beauty is learn from your mistakes. Pick it up. Don't repeat your mistakes. That's a small suggestion to all of you. If you repeat your mistakes, you are actually creating problem for yourself. Every day create a new mistake. I will be very happy. My son, who is now 12-year-old, has started chopping. सब्जियां काटना सीखा है वो, अगरम टिगरम कैसे भी काटता है वो, but I'm very happy at least at this age he has started doing it. So there is not right age or wrong age, right field, wrong field, nothing like that. All these are options. We all are a corporate jungle. Try to understand you whether you want to be that king, that queen, that wazir. चेस में खेलते हैं ना, सारे कैरेक्टर्स को विजुअलाइज कीजिए और डिसाइड कीजिए व्हाट इज दैट नेक्स्ट मूव यू वांट टू टेक। ठीक है? सो अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दीस डायनामिक्स। यू नो, वी आर फ्रॉम आईटी, देयर आर पीपल फ्रॉम अदर इंडस्ट्रीज, सम ऑफ अस हैव रियली वर्कड हार्ड, grown up the ladder, few of us are still struggling in our initial days. So everybody will not have your same story. Everybody has a different perspective. Understand your perspective. Try to marry with that perspective, and once you marry, let me tell you, once you are in continuation, once you are there in that particular concept, if you are sold with that concept, trust me, the sky is the limit in all the cases. Thank you.
एक क्वेश्चन पूछूं? ईमानदार हो? लगता नहीं है बिल्कुल भी। ठीक है, एक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ, उसका आप जो भी ऑनेस्टली आंसर देंगे हाथ उठाइएगा। मणिकर्णिका घाट कितने लोग देखे, नहीं देखे हैं? ओके, सो 15 लोग होंगे शायद जो नहीं देखे हैं। कि आप लोग सभी बाहर से हैं या बनारस से ही हैं? बाहर से। 1 साल हो गया बनारस में? BHU का पार्क घूम लिया जरूर? वेरी गुड। एक्सपेक्टेड है, आपका एज है, बट एक बार मणिकर्णिका घाट का भी एक्सपीरियंस जरूर लीजिए। इट्स एक्सपीरियंस। काशी इज अ लैंड ऑफ लिबरेशन, इट इज अ लैंड ऑफ लीडर्स, राइट? एक से बड़े बड़े एनलाइटेड लीडर्स तैयार हुए यहाँ पे। इस जगह का एक ऐसा इंपॉर्टेंस है। यू आर फॉर्चुनेट कि आपको बनारस में आपको ये कोर्स करने का मौका मिला है। अब ये क्यों बोल रहा हूँ मैं, मुझे 8-9 साल पहले मैं एक कंपनी का HR हेड हुआ करता था एंड उनके जो चेयरमैन थे, was my boss actually, को मैं रिपोर्ट करता था. He used to own a big cement company जिसको उन्होंने बेच दिया था. उसके बाद ये कंपनी वो लोग रन कर रहे थे, बिकॉज़ बहुत अच्छा पैसा मिला था. सो एक बार उनके साथ एक बोर्ड में मैं बैठा हुआ था, इस पे हमें चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स के इंटरव्यू ले रहे थे. So he simply asked, there were 25 young chartered accountants. He simply asked, जो मैं आप लोगों से पूछ रहा हूँ, कितने लोगों ने मोहब्बत की है या कर रहे हैं? बड़ा ही शर्मा आधे से ज्यादा तो शर्मा रहे. He had asked the same question. तुम में से कितने लोगों ने मोहब्बत की है? And he's a big rich man, industrialist बोलते हैं उनको, बहुत बड़ा इंसान. अब उठा के रख लो भाई, पता चल गया. तो बाकी लोगों को पता होना चाहिए they are engaged, कोई फायदा नहीं है. So out of that 25 सिर्फ 3 ने हाथ उठाया. उनका आंसर ये था, अगर तुमने लाइफ में रिस्क लिया ही नहीं, तुम मेरा बिजनेस क्या संभालोगे? इट्स अ बिग रिस्क. इन शॉर्ट वो कहना चाहते थे तुमने अपनी जिंदगी नहीं जी है. सो आज की डेट में अगर आप सिर्फ इस चीज के पीछे, प्रॉब्लम क्या, हम में से ज्यादातर लोग 99% से ऊपर लोग अपनी लाइफ को पर्पस से बांध देते हैं कि मेरा मकसद बस इतना ही है. तो उस मकसद के चक्कर में बाकी सराउंडिंग्स क्या है उसको भूल जाते हैं. सो
add one thing, sorry. I'm sure आपने सवाल पूछा होगा ना कितनों ने मोहब्बत की है, तो सबके दिमाग में एक ही मोहब्बत आया होगा. ये मोहब्बत तो बहुत चीज़ों से हो सकती है, किताबों से हो सकती है, घर वालों से हो सकती है, इस नेचर से हो सकती है, इस कॉलेज से हो सकती है. मोहब्बत इज मोहब्बत, राइट? बट आई एम श्योर तुम कौन सी मोहब्बत की बात कर रहे हो.
आज के डेट में आपका मकसद एक ही होना चाहिए जो आप कर रहे हैं, या जीवन भर एक ही चीज याद रखो कि आप जिस वक्त को जी रहे हो, वक्त सिर्फ उतना ही है. जो वक्त बीत गया एक पल में, जो मैं पहला शब्द बोला था, इसके पहले वाला, इसके पहले वाला, इसके पहले वाला, वो सब जा चुका है, कुछ नहीं है. और अगला आप और मैं कोई नहीं देखने वाले. एक मान लेते हैं नॉर्थ अमेरिका ने एक बॉम्ब गिरा दिया इधर, तो आई एम ब्लेस्ड कि काशी से जाने को मौका मिला, बट भाई बेचारे परेशान हो जाएंगे थोड़ा सा है. सो अगला वक्त किसी ने नहीं देखा, तो उसके चक्कर में आप अपना आज को मत खत्म करिए. प्लेसमेंट कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा हो जाएगा. मैं आपको रियल लाइफ स्टोरी सुनाता हूँ. सीएफओ जनरली किसी भी कंपनी में कौन बनता है? बेसिक क्वालिफिकेशन क्या मानते हैं? आंसर एचआर हेड जिधर बैठे हुए हैं, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, राइट? इंडिया की सबसे बड़ी कंपनी कौन सी है? बोलो यार, आवाज आना चाहिए. रिलायंस. अगर इंडिविजुअली देखा जाए तो रिलायंस है. टाटा एक पूरी ट्रस्ट है. रिलायंस फाउंडर कौन थे? धीरूभाई अंबानी. उनका पहला सीएफओ, सबसे लॉन्गेस्ट सर्विंग सीएफओ कौन था पता है? मिस्टर आनंद जैन. He was an engineer. He was not a chartered accountant. He did not understand finance. जब उन्होंने करियर शुरू किया था. सो बोलने का मतलब ये है, अगर आप सही वक्त पे रहेंगे तो सही इंसान पकड़ना सीखिए. कितना नॉलेजेबल है वो सब एक बैग में डाल के छोड़ दीजिए. अगर आपके पास सही एटीट्यूड नहीं है, आपका नॉलेज आपके इंटरव्यू क्रैक नहीं करा सकता. ट्रस्ट मी. हम में से 4 लोग अगर इंटरव्यू लेने बैठेंगे, आप बहुत नॉलेजेबल है, बहुत खूबसूरत है, बट आपकी बातों में बदतमीजी है और एटीट्यूड सही नहीं है, आपको कोई नहीं लेने वाला. तो उन चीजों को रेक्टिफाई करना शुरू करिए. उसके लिए सही इंसान चुनो. मतलब जीवन में हर एक समय पे सबसे अच्छा दोस्त चुनिए. ठीक है, दारू पीने वाले दोस्त जरूरी हैं वो, बट जो आपके ज्ञान को बढ़ाए, आपकी नॉलेज, आपकी कमियों को दिखाए, दोज आर इम्पोर्टेंट. वैसे दोस्त चूज करिए. वैसे कंपनीज के लोगों को टच करिए. लिंक्डइन में से जस्ट बहुत सही बोला था बाला ने बहुत सही बोला था, सिर्फ लाइक करने से होता. इंस्टाग्राम में भी लाइक जो हम कितने लोगों को करते हैं ना, वो मुड़ के भी नहीं देखते हैं कौन क्या, वो पैसा बनाने में लगे हुए हैं. सो अगर मान लेते हैं तो किसी आप एक इंसान को फॉलो करिए कि किसको आपको पकड़ना है, कि आपकी जिंदगी का मकसद किससे पूरा हो सकता, सीखने में. राइट? फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपको प्रबंधन जी से कोई लगता है कि इनकी कंपनी में आपको जाने का मौका मिलेगा या इनसे सीखने का मौका मिलेगा, इनको फॉलो करिए लिंक्डइन में कि ये क्या पोस्ट करते हैं, क्या लिखते हैं, उनके ऊपर अपनी राय को लिखना शुरू करिए। राइट? एक मैं पॉडकास्ट सुन रहा था आज लाइव आते हुए डाउनलोड, क्योंकि मैं अपना समय इन्हीं चीजों में थोड़ा इन्वेस्ट करता हूँ। तो एक बहुत अच्छे दो स्पीकर्स बात कर रहे थे। एक कंपनी के मालिक ने बोला, मुझे एक बंदर लिखा कि हाउ कैन आई इंक्रीज योर लिंक्डइन एंड इंस्टाग्राम व्यूज बाय 10 मिलियन। वो बंदा बोला ये मेरे धंधे के लिए ज्यादा है, बट इसको मैं अप्रोच करूंगा। दैट शुड बी द एटीट्यूड। वो आपको रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा। एमबीए मतलब बिजनेस। आज के डेट में वो नॉर्मल डिपार्टमेंट या फंक्शन नहीं होता। इट इज मोर अबाउट कौन कितना धंधा लेता है। प्लेन एंड सिंपल, ये बिजनेस है, ये भी एक बिजनेस है। आपका पैसा लगा हुआ है, राइट? ये सारा बिजनेस उसी से चल रहा है। तो अपना पैसा जो लगा है उसको कैसे आप रिटर्न लेंगे, ये सोच अगर आप सोच पाते हैं कि ये सारे जो गुरु आपके बैठे हुए हैं इनकी जीवन भी सफल होती है, क्योंकि आपसे ये जाने जाएंगे। आज हमारे वजह से हमारा एलुमनाई जाना जाता है, मतलब हमारा इंस्टीट्यूशन जाना जाता है, हमारी कंपनी जानी जाती है, क्योंकि हर एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को उसका कंपनी एम्प्लॉय या उसके लोग रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। तो अपना समय बेकार की चीजों में वेस्ट करने से अच्छा है उस वक्त को जिए कॉन्शियसली कि आप जो कर रहे हो आपको मजा देता है तो फिर बहुत अच्छी बात है। जो करना है बिल्कुल करो, फिर ये मत अफसोस करना यार उससे मैं पढ़ लिया तो अच्छा होता। करेक्ट? ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है जीवन में। जो भी करो फुल्ली इन्वॉल्व हो जाओ उसमें, ताकि उसके लिए रिग्रेट नहीं करना पड़े ये शायद वो नहीं करता। तो बस इतना ही कहना।
Thank you so much, sir. One more dilemma or doubt with which students used to come to us. Here in MBA program, we offer dual specialization. So marketing is common for all. One can take either HR or finance along with marketing. And it so happens when they go for their internship, so sometimes willingly, sometimes unwillingly, they land up in an internship role which belongs to suppose finance or HR. And later on, most of the companies which visit our campus, they are from business development, they come for a profile of business development or sales. And this student wants to appear for the interview in those companies, but he is a little bit confused, he or she is a little bit confused that I have done my internship in finance or HR, how I am going to justify this in front of the panel of interviewers. So your tips about it.
See, this time I'm taking it. See, कुछ समय पहले एक IIFT का कॉलेज है, बहुत ही प्रेस्टिजियस। पहला दिल्ली था, दूसरा कैलकाटा। तो मैं कैलकाटा के कॉलेज में गया था, वहाँ पे भी से एग्जैक्ट सेम इस तरह का क्वेश्चन आया था। मेरा पहला आंसर, डू नॉट जस्टिफाई योर मूव टू एनीबॉडी। मैं अपना एक एग्जांपल, अपने लाइफ का एग्जांपल देता हूँ। आई स्टडीड बैचलर्स इन कंप्यूटर, अच्छा पढ़ा। उसके पहले में पढ़ाई नहीं था, उस ग्रेजुएशन में अच्छा पढ़ाई किया, बट समझ गया कि ये मजा नहीं आएगा मेरे को कंप्यूटर जिंदगी भर। आई विश कर लिया होता तो आज पैसे ज्यादा अच्छा बना रहा होता शायद, बट वो किया नहीं। उसके बाद मैं सेल्स किया। सेल्स समझ में आया, बट समझ में आया कि फाइनेंस पढ़ना जरूरी, बिकॉज फ्रैंकलिन टेम्पलेटन करके कंपनी है, उस समय थर्ड लार्जेस्ट कंपनी थी म्यूचुअल फंड की, उसके म्यूचुअल फंड्स बेचने का काम किया। उसके लिए सोचा फाइनेंस नॉलेज इंपॉर्टेंट है, सो डिड एमबीए। फाइनेंस एचआर तो तब तक मैं जानता भी नहीं था होता है। पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ा, समझ में आ गया था पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ रहा हूँ। जो फाइनेंस का जमना बाजार पहले सोच के गया था मैं, बट वो मिला नहीं। तो आई वाज वेरी फ्लेक्सिबल। जीवन में फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी बड़ी क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है ये समझना जरूरी है। तो मैं सेल्स, वापस से सेल्स किया, बट लकीली अच्छा इंसान मुझे मिल गया और मैं उसकी बातों को माना। उसने बोला कि तू ट्रेनिंग में जा, यू स्पीक वेल, लोगों के साथ कनेक्ट अच्छा करता है। बिकॉज थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम था सेल्स के लिए, मैं कुछ ज़्यादा ईमानदार था, तो बहुत ज़्यादा ईमानदारी रहती थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होती है खुद का नुकसान करके क्लाइंट का फायदा कराने का। ये एक लाइफ का एक किस्सा था। सो माय डायरेक्टर टोल्ड मी एंड आई बिलीव्ड इन हिम बिकॉज ही वाज अ वेरी नॉलेजेबल एंड गुड पर्सन। उन्होंने बोला ट्रेनिंग में जाओ, तो ट्रेनिंग में जाता था, तब फिर एचआर किया। सो हमेशा पानी की तरह फ्लेक्सिबल रहा, रिजिड नहीं हुआ। नहीं भाई एमबीए फाइनेंस की सोच के गया था, एमबीए फाइनेंस करना है भाई, सोचा था, शादी नहीं करनी थी। आज डेट में शादियां भी बहुत साल नहीं चलती हैं, तो फ्लेक्सिबल होना जरूरी कि अब ये मूव जीवन में सही नहीं है, कुछ और करना जरूरी है। और एचआर मिल गया मुझे, राइट। गर्लफ्रेंड बहुत सारी बनती है ना लाइफ में, या बॉयफ्रेंड बनते हैं, भगवान से प्रे करते हैं भगवान शादी इसी से करा दो, हम मर जाएंगे नहीं तो, बट अच्छा था कुछ नहीं हुआ, तभी आज के डेट में बहुत सुकून से हो। तो जीवन में आपको फ्लेक्सिबल होना बहुत जरूरी है। इसीलिए ये एक एग्जाम्पल था। पहला चीज जस्टिफाई नहीं करना कि आपने ये चूज किया तो क्यों चूज किया। आपने फाइनेंस मेजर लिया है, मान लेते आप सोचते हो फाइनेंस ही करना है, तो याद रखो शायद सेल्स, फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज के सेल्स करने पड़ेंगे, बट जीवन में सही मेंटर अगर चूज कर लिया वो आपको मौका दिला देगा फाइनेंस में जाने का। बट पहले एंट्री ले लो। कॉलेज में जब तक है आप दामाद की तरह ट्रीट होते हैं कंपनीज में, कैंपस प्लेसमेंट के दौरान। एक बार बाहर आगे बड़ा से बड़ा कॉलेज भी वो लिटिल रिक्वेस्ट करता है, क्योंकि आए दिन मेरे पास आते हैं आज के डेट में। रिसेंटली न्यूज पढ़ा होगा IIT बॉम्बे, राइट, वो दामादों के दामाद जैसे कॉलेज हैं, उसके बावजूद 75% प्लेसमेंट, मिनिमम पैकेज 4 लाख। सोच के देख लो आप। इसके लिए थोड़ा प्रैक्टिकल हो जाइए। पहला काम है आपको एक बेस बना लेना, क्योंकि आप बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर होंगे, घर से पैसा लगा है, घर वाले क्या सोचेंगे, पापा क्या सोचेंगे, मम्मी क्या सोचेंगे, दादा दादी, नाना नानी, पड़ोसी सबसे ज्यादा क्या सोचेंगे, वो पेट दर्द ज्यादा देता है हम लोगों को। सो पहला चीज है अपना बेस बना लेना। उसके बाद जीवन में आपको मौका मिलेगा ख्वाहिशें पूरी करने की, पहले मौका बना लो।
ओके, अब मैं टीम के प्रति गुरूर हो गया, दोनों थका बोल। No, I think I will be very short and crisp. तुमने पढ़ा होगा, all of you must have read in business communication. Keep it short and simple. So I'll go with that philosophy. I think, and he has already said that, whether it is marketing with finance or marketing with HR or whatever combination as it is, that doesn't matter. Even if you have done internship in finance and you are going to appear for a campus placement in HR, right? You can always talk about, see, let's say, I don't know about others too much, but at least I can be confident of 75% of HR folks or interviewers. If you are able to justify what you have done, they will really respect you as a candidate. This is what even we do. Whether it is finance or anything, they can not hire you because of maybe when it comes to, and I'm talking practical, so when it comes to, let's say, I found Bala more suitable for my role because he has done internship in finance with marketing, right, and he has done finance with HR. My job role requires more, demand something which is finance and marketing. That decision I may take based on comparative analysis. But that doesn't mean he is bad or he is good. So what I'm trying to say here is, it depends which company is there, etc. But normally you will be liked and respected by the interview panelists if you are able to explain what you have done. So, but उन्होंने एक सवाल पूछा था क्या आप ईमानदार हो? I think honesty is something which is very very important. Sometimes we oversell ourselves, and as a fresher in the resume, right? Be honest, be authentic. Authenticity is something which is very very important. So once you are putting your project in the resume, you should be able to explain what exactly you have done, right? And then I think you will be respected. So don't worry about it. I can guarantee that more than 75% interviewers will like you if you are able to explain and not justify. Justifying means I partially disagree to him that you should not, because it's not about justifying why you have done, it's about justifying your work. So I'm agreeing to you, but yes, I'm justifying, I have done this and these are 5 things I have done. Okay? Thank you.
एग्जैक्टली सही चीज है। ईमानदारी से अगर आप बोलते हैं और आपकी बातों में कन्विक्शन होता है, सामने वाला समझता है, एंड सामने वाला ये भी समझता है कि आज के डेट में बहुत लोग मजबूर होते हैं, उसको आप सही तरीके से ईमानदारी से दिखा सकते हैं। लोग अच्छे इंसान चाहते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, हमेशा याद रखिएगा। अगर अच्छा इंसान है वो सीखना चाहता है, सीखा हम लेंगे, ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है।
एक चीज़ क्विकली ऐड करूँगा, जब आप when you are talking in an interview, being honest and showcasing yourself as a victim of something, these are two different things, right? There is a thin line. बेचारगी नहीं दिखानी है वहाँ पे. Honesty का मतलब है honesty के साथ कुछ बोलना. But I have seen many a times, people try to show themselves कि बहुत बेचारगी हो गई ऐसा सर.
वो भीख मांगने वाली हालत नहीं होनी.
हाँ वो नहीं होनी चाहिए.
Confidence दिखना
You
चाहिए.
have, your spine has to be straight while talking to the interviewer in the interview process. Okay, with honesty. Sorry.
I agree, and I just add a little bit and in a very humorous or a simple light way for all of us. I think all of us need a job. Is first thing that all of us need to keep in mind. Finance में मेजर किया, HR में मिल गया, HR में मेजर किया, marketing में मिल गया. I think these things are going to happen primarily because the scope, as he mentioned, demand and supply. That is the biggest challenge. When Rishabv spoke about 4 lakh का package में IIT मुंबई का student place हो रहा है. So one is we have a benchmark. इस college से आ रहे थे इतना तो package मिलना ही चाहिए. उस समय का pricing जैसे इन्होंने बताया प्याज का कीमत, उस समय के प्याज का कीमत उतना था कि उन्होंने ज्यादा सैलरी दी. इस समय का प्याज का कीमत कम है तो उस हिसाब से हमको ढलना पड़ेगा क्योंकि the factory of students is will continue forever because that's how it is. So for us, all of us sitting in this room, there are 3 things. One is we need to practice. 2, we need to be able to convince the person who's sitting on the other side of the table that you are the best. With even an freshers degree, you are the best for that particular position because you are understanding the requirement. Hence, you need to have a preempt or understanding about what is the role requirement, what is the kind of expectation that they will have, and then you take it forward from there on. And in case you fail in one particular interview, no problem. That is not the end of the world. You will have more interviews. Hence, before going for these placement interviews, I usually tell my team members who are now, every 6 months go test the water, go to the market, go for an interview. तो जो हवा है ना वो खुश हो जाएगा. अरे मेरे को तो इतना मिलना ही चाहिए, मुझे तो ये सब आती ही है, इतना तो मेरा मार्केट वैल्यू होगा ही. ये ना होके आपको समझ में आएगा कि एक्चुअल में क्वेश्चंस किस तरीके के पूछे जाते हैं और हमको कैसे प्रिपेयर्ड रहना है. So you need to practice when you go for your interviews. Your college will do all the efforts to get the corporates to your institute. But at the end of the day, a good resume, a good presentation at that particular day, and an understanding about that company is very important for you to crack the deal. And lastly, थोड़ा सा वो emotional content work करता है. कहीं ना कहीं वो इंटरव्यू को देख के हमको करना है कि इमोशंस काम करेगा या नहीं करेगा. जैसे मेरे जैसा आदमी बहुत पिघल जाता है जब वो देखता है कि फार्मर का बेटा है, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड का बेटी है. Now I get a little emotionally carried away because I believe that they come from the hard way of life and they actually know the value for money. So hence they will not put you down when you actually invest. And I have seen success stories with me wherein I have tried to invest in such kind of candidates and they have really done well with me and now they are doing pretty well outside me as well.
No, I completely agree. And see, this is the beauty of agreeing, disagreeing, partially agreeing, and then putting across the points. So I completely agree with you. What I was trying to tell was that yes, that matters, that works. But एक होता है, maybe I was not able to explain the way I wanted to. कि आप जब बात करते हो कई दफा ना बहुत बेचारगी से बताते हो. वो बेचारगी से नहीं बताना. आपको एक आपके चेहरे पे एक चमक होनी चाहिए कि I am son of a farmer, I am son of a security guard, I have earned this. That should reflect from your face. Okay, I think personal background is something which we all respect, and yes, it connects to us as well, to everybody. It connects to everybody, right? And respect increases more, but with straight spine. That's what I wanted to tell you. Yes. Thank you.
So hence we say, let's not go behind TRP. Again, coming back to the initial discussion, it's all about emotions. Let's not go behind TRP, because you are from this vulnerable background, because so and so, absolutely not. Let's respect the fact and accept the fact that this is what it is and this is what it is. A cannot be B, B cannot be A, as simple as that. To cut it short, please remember, as a student, as an intern, as somebody who is going to start their career in the corporate, and I already said it's a corporate jungle. अभी हम सीख रहे हैं, एक बार जब जंगल में घुसोगे बहुत सारे तकलीफें होंगी, but the beauty is हम कहीं ना कहीं तो पहुंचेंगे एलिस जैसे. Definitely, we all have our own stories, we all have our own destinations which we are going to explore in the near future. Please remember the concept of ASK model, ASK. Attitude, skill, knowledge. Your entire journey of your life is dependent on your ASK model. Skills and knowledge are something which is gonna take you to the next level. The beauty is your school teachers, your tuition teachers, your KG teachers, to your professors today, all of them, including all of you put together as a team, have developed your skills, have developed your knowledge. The difference between these two is your knowledge, which practically implemented develops your skills. I hope principally we all are clear. A shout out, a big raise of hand if you are agreeing to this. Yes, no, maybe. Clear, right? The only differentiator here is your attitude. As rightly mentioned by Bala, I am okay and I am being very honest and upfront. I am okay to hire somebody who is not a first class. But I know the job which he or she is required to do is able to do justice to it. But the person coming with the right attitude, with the right balance of skill and knowledge is the ideal candidate for me. Again, remember the theory, the philosophy of 6 and 9. What I am trying to show you, not necessarily you will agree to it. So please understand and have a strike of a balance between the ASK model, which is attitude, skill and knowledge. The maker and the, what do maker and shaker बोलते हैं, पर इसका मुझे दूसरा शब्द नहीं मिल रहा, मतलब करना या तोड़ना जो भी होगा, it's purely on your attitude. If you are coming with the right attitude, I am okay to hire somebody who is not from a finance background. I am okay to hire somebody who is not coming up from a exact replacement or plug in plug out बोलते हैं हम IT में. Anand, we have to do it very quickly. यहाँ से उठाओ, वहाँ पे डालो. वैसे हर फील्ड में नहीं होता. So try to understand that there is a proper balance between ASK. And the moment you understand ASK, your life is done. Thank you.
My next question to the panelists would be related with the importance of a fresher's first job. The first job of a fresher he gets from campus placement. The question is in two parts. What is the importance of longevity for a candidate in his or her first job? That's point number one. Point number two, what should be the ideal journey of a fresher, maybe in the first year of the organization, his association in the second year and the third year, as Bala sir had told earlier, that break them into short-term goals. So once you, let's say, join in an organization as a management trainee, you will be a probationer. Then after successful completion of your probationer, you will be confirmed in the organization. Maybe the first year now you are not eligible for appraisal because not completed one full year. Then of course there will be certain challenges or opportunities given to you maybe in your second year or maybe in your third year. So what should be that short-term first year, second year, third year goal that a fresher should keep in his mind? And of course that longevity part, the first job, what is the importance of the longevity of one's career in his first company?
Let me answer the first part, and I will request maybe Bala or maybe you can answer the second part. The first part is very simple to me because I stayed for 7 years in my first company, and that's why I thought of answering this. And I was getting a lot of taunts from my friends and other colleagues. You know, So the answer is very simple. There is no thumb rule. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you very straight. There is no thumb rule. Generally, and you might agree to me, generally, the moment the profile comes in front of a recruiter or any of the organizations, they first see, he's doing a lot of, jugglery between one to another company. Right, so this is what people normally understand. That okay. So I'll talk from both the sides. One is, imagine you are entering in an organization. To understand the entire part, so induction will happen, a lot of things will happen, we'll get through learning. So I think first 6 months goes into learning. Right? You learn and then you start implementing those learnings slowly, gradually. Right? If you leave a company in just 1 year, you will not be even able to understand the cultural part, the entire thing about the organization, etc. very much, and then you move to a new company. Again, you will start there, differently to understand more about what the culture is. Because today, in today's world, why I'm talking more about culture and values, because in many of the organizations when they hire people, especially at lateral level, mid-level, the one thing which everybody try to see is that whether this person is going to fit culturally in my organization or not. Because अगर कोई इंडस्ट्री में बंदा 10 साल से काम कर रहा है तो गधा तो होगा नहीं, उसको आता ही होगा कुछ ना कुछ. Right? To be very honest, whether he is going to be fit culturally, especially if I talk about mid-level and all. So that's one thing. So how 5 changes in 6 years. What understanding he must had during those tenure of 1 year or 1.5 years in 5 different organizations in the last 6 years. So this is a general perception. The reason could be anything. I'm not saying someone who is changing a job in every 2 years or 3 years is bad. But this is a general perception in the industry and people don't appreciate it. Let me be very honest and have a practical in front of you. But at the same time, if you are stuck, if there is no learning opportunity, if you are feeling suffocated, if you are not aligned with the organization, if you are not aligned with the job, again on alignment part I have a different thought process, but if you are not aligned, if you don't have that, then why to be in that suffocated environment? Try to find out something. But if you are not finding it in every organization after 1.5 after 2 years, then something is wrong in you rather than the organization. So, coming back to the question of fast company, try to give some time, वो एक जो रिश्ते होते हैं ना, ये मैं हमेशा पहली नौकरी को पहली मोहब्बत कहता हूँ. ये एक ऐसा रिश्ता है ना, धीमी आंच पे पकाओ. ट्रस्ट मी, ऐसी रेसिपी निकल के आएगी ना, मजा आ जाएगा जिंदगी का. फर्स्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में until unless something is drastically wrong, right? Try to build it with some, I would say, जिसको तो ठहराव के साथ बड़ा मजा आएगा. So I have enjoyed it in my first company for 7 years. Learned a lot, lots of ups and downs, seen learning, opportunities, of course growth, everything I got. But I took time to understand इसको बोलते हैं ठहराव के साथ चीज़ों को समझना, and then that helped me a lot. So my 2 cents would be, please don't think of changing company too early when you get into the first company. This is my personal suggestion to all of you would be, थोड़ा time दो, and then if you see things are not working, probably you can take a decision. Simple.
Thank you. I tell my students, particularly freshers, MBA, BTech, whatever stream we are into, marry me for 2 years minimum. First 5 months, 6 months, you understand the dynamics. If you are enjoying, continue. So at least for 2 to 3 years, we need to be with each other. After 3 years, if there are, because again, we all come from different backgrounds at the same time, at least 20 plus years of experience, the dynamics in which, particularly the panel here, including both the professors, we come from a different age bracket altogether. So my father worked for one company and he worked for the entire lifetime. Retired from the same organization. Those are not the dynamics of mind. Today, anybody who is spending at least 2 to 3 years, I have seen, I don't want to name it, especially on an open forum like this, giving long service awards for 2 years, 3 years. I was like, God, what is this? And I'm sure, people of my generation here can understand. People there may not be able to relate to it. In my organization, Bajaj Group, I remember we have given 20 years, 30 years of long service award. और तब लगता था कि boss इसको बोलते हैं long service award. But today I see 2 years, 3 years, long service award. Again, dynamics have changed. So if you ask me, no right or wrong answer, minimum 6 months to understand the dynamics. Spend at least 2 to 3 years so that आपका एक base बन जाए. इस सर ने कहा एक ठहराव बन जाएगा. एक बार वो base बन गया ना, ट्रस्ट मी फाउंडेशन बोलते हैं. जब कोई बड़ी इमारत खड़ी करते हैं, हम लोग बड़ी बिल्डिंग खड़ी करते हैं, सबसे पहला प्लेथ होता है, उसका फाउंडेशन होता है. वो कितना स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है, that is your first 3 years, particularly the kind of generation whom we are referring to, because we all have crossed that era. So please stick around at least for 2 to 3 years. उसके बाद if you are really enjoying, why not to retire from the same organization? I personally know so many of them, because when we understand as a HR, we talk about employee life cycle management. Career graph होता है, ऐसे ही ग्राफ होता है. Introduction से लेके exit तक का. I have so many case studies wherein they have entered as a fresher or as a junior position in the organization and they have exited as the last working, in that particular profession. So nothing right or wrong. It's up to you. But again, personally, my suggestion is 2 to 3 years is what a mandate you need to give it to yourself. And उसके बाद, if there is somebody who is giving you a hike of 200 to 300%, come with me, we both will join them. As simple as that. As simple as that. Because at the end, what matters is how much growth you are getting. Growth would be monetary. Growth could be non-monetary. I personally have so many cases wherein we invest in our employees. In my career of last 25 years, we have invested heavily on management programs. Rather than giving you a monetary benefit or a good appraisal, along with the appraisal, we have given them IIM programs. I have given them ISP programs. And trust me, when you are investing in your manpower, when you are investing in your human capital, you get those returns. So not everything will be monetary. Non-monetary also is an important element which unfortunately, especially people on that side, may not be able to relate at this stage. But I'm sure once you enter the corporate, in the next 2 to 3 years, you'll understand each and every point which here as a panel, as a co-panelist here we are referring to, you will be able to understand. Today, a little difficult, tomorrow, very smooth, easily, you will be able to understand all these facets of the points which we are discussing as a team. Thank you.
And it's like what an adverse effect. If you join a company and leave immediately in some time, let's say if I hire 2 people from your next year passing orders, some of you next year, and you leave in 6 months or 1 year. In 2026, before coming to SMS, I'll think 10 times. Right? Let me be very honest. तो थोड़ा सा अपने नेक्स्ट जनरेशन का, इस कॉलेज के नेक्स्ट जनरेशन का भी ध्यान रखना. कभी कभी इन सब चीज़ों को भी फोकस करना पड़ता है. एंड ये बहुत प्रैक्टिकल चीज़ है. सो ठीक है, आई अंडरस्टैंड पीपल get some opportunity and go on, but try to think this also in your mind. Keep this in your mind. Sorry.
No right or wrong.
Yeah.
All basis of the different.
Correct. There is no thumb rule I said in cricket.
क्रिकेट कितने लोग देखते हो? टेस्ट मैच देखा है कभी? अभी भी देखते हो? सब झूठ बोलते हैं. चांस ही नहीं है। देखिए एक जमाना था जब मैं एकदम छोटा था तब टेस्ट मैच देखता था, समय भी था, राइट, फ्री टाइम एंड अच्छा लगता था। रवि शास्त्री 100 बॉल में 20 रन। आज के डेट में किसी में पेशेंस नहीं बचा है उतना। T20 के बाद भी शायद कोई नया फॉर्मेट होगा, उसको लोग देखना पसंद करेंगे। T20 में भी T20 की तरह नहीं खेलते हैं, कोई नहीं देखता। सो मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग, अगर आप में वो दम है कि आप 6 महीने में छोड़ के एक नई कंपनी शुरू कर रहे हैं और हम लोग को CHR या CEO बनाना चाहते हैं, तो जरूर छोड़ देना, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। बट इतना जरूर याद रखो, आप कोई भी चीज इतना जल्दी नहीं बन जाता, राइट। पेशेंस रखना पड़ता है एंड सैक्रिफाइस करने पड़ते हैं, क्योंकि एक रिलेशनशिप है। मेरे भी इनिशियल लाइफ में जो नौकरियां थी वो बहुत शॉर्ट थी, राइट, बिकॉज मुझे वो मजा नहीं आया था। बट उसके बाद जब बहुत अच्छा बॉस मिला लाइफ में, तो लाइफ बदल गई एंड वो बहुत अच्छे दोस्त बने। मुझसे 20 साल एज में बड़े भी मेरे बहुत अच्छे दोस्त जैसे बॉस बने, जो हमेशा एक मेंटर की तरह गाइड करते रहे। तो लाइफ बनता है, बट उसके लिए आपको भी सैक्रिफाइस करना पड़ता है। ऑफर्स आते हैं वो भी छोड़ना पड़ता है, बिकॉज वो रिलेशनशिप इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट वो लॉन्ग टर्म लाइफ भर रहता है। बट कुछ लोग वैसे नहीं मिलता है, इनके साथ मन करता है यार ये वर्थ ही नहीं है टाइम स्पेंड करना। बट फिर आपको सोच लेना पड़ेगा कि आप रिस्क ले सकते हो या नहीं। दम है रिस्क लेने का, जरूर ले लो, ये एज है और रिस्क लेने का ही जमाना। जो रिस्क लेता है वही आगे बढ़ता है। आराम से जीने वाले कुछ लोग, मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ, एक फ्रेज को मैं रिपीट करता हूँ, बॉटलनेक इज ऑलवेज एट द टॉप। प्रॉब्लम क्या है, मैक्सिमम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में मैंने ये देखा आउट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, 20-20 साल से लोग बैठे हुए हैं एंड सबसे बड़े बॉटलनेक्स वो खुद होते हैं, क्योंकि वो सोचते हैं कि नीचे वाला तो सबका सब गधा है, उनका जगह कभी नहीं ले सकता और वही कंपनी को चला रहे हैं। बट वो सबसे बड़े ड्रॉबैक है, उनकी वजह से कंपनी नहीं चलती बहुत बार। सो वैसा बनने से अच्छा है कि बेटर है आप 2 साल में चेंज करिए, बट मीनिंगफुल चेंज होना चाहिए। ये नहीं कि बस पैसा मिला कहीं भागे। पैसा लेना बहुत ईजी है, उसको पकड़े रहना। एग्जाम्पल लेता हूँ, ऐश्वर्या राय को गर्लफ्रेंड बनाना बड़ा इजी है, बट उसको वाइफ बनाना बड़ा डिफिकल्ट होगा शायद।
All of you don't think that you all keep romancing. I think most of us are talking about mob, pyar, love, etc. We also work, I think, over a period of time. Yeah. So it's not that you should just work, you should also have fun. That's the motto of life is very simple. Initial phase of your career, as sir asked, longevity. I think जब तक विटामिन M चाहिए, longevity का सोचना नहीं है. Very simple funda of life. Vitamin M चाहिए. What is vitamin M? So you need to have that goal. What is the goal? मेरा college का fee मुझे repay करना है. So the first objective is how soon, how fast. So if that is that fire that I carry with me, then I will decide whether I need to live in 6 months or continue for 6 years, whether I like that environment, whether I love that job, because at the end of the day, if I don't get another job, what do I do? Because as sir mentioned, हर किसी का same luck काम नहीं करता, किसी का luck काम नहीं करेगा, तो अब क्या करेंगे? जो हाथ में वो भी छोड़ देंगे. For example, my nephew works for E1, okay? He's been there for 7 years, and every time he comes, बहुत pressure है, 14 hours काम करते हैं. I said at the end of the day, are you having a very respectable job as just a graduate? Are you able to showcase to everyone that you are working for EY? You got selected amongst the top 100 in your college. You are the only one who stuck around for 7 years. That means 2 things. One is you don't have a risk-taking ability. 2, maybe you love that what you are doing, but that work is little monotonous maybe, or you listen to your colleagues, अरे 7 साल से यहीं पे बैठा है, तो risk नहीं लेगा, तो बाहर नहीं जाएगा. It could be another thing. But what pain I go through, only I know. You don't know. Isn't it? तो मुझे पता है कि मेरे पेन क्या है. आप बोलोगे हम 7 साल से वहीं पे हो, 7 महीने के 7 महीने में तो लोग जॉब चेंज कर लेते हैं. हाँ, कर सकते हैं अगर आप में वो आपका वो लक फैक्टर काम करता है, या आपके कोई कनेक्ट हैं जो आपके रेफरेंसेस हैं जो आपको अच्छा जॉब दिला सकते हैं और आप उनके साथ काम कर सकते हैं. उसकी वजह से सर ने बोला टू हैव अ गुड मेंटर और अ गुड टीचर और समवन, वो अच्छा इंसान मिलना बहुत जरूरी है जो आपको पकड़ के लेकर के जाएगा कहीं ना कहीं. उसके लिए आपको ट्रस्ट बनाना बहुत जरूरी है. एंड दैट ट्रस्ट एंड कॉन्फिडेंस डजंट कम इन 6 months. It comes over a period of time. जैसे सर ने बोला उसको पकना पड़ेगा, उसको उसका जो फील है उसको एंजॉय करना पड़ेगा, तब जाकर के आएगा. In that relationship there will be fight, there will be arguments, there will be emotions which we all need to go through. But today all of us have a problem. What's the problem? We are casual. In most of the things we are casual. Now because we are casual, we have a problem. Though it's a in thing, being casual is the in thing, being casual is also a problem. So we can be casual at some point in time, but when it comes to work, when it comes to first job, when it comes to being a very good child of the family, a good brother, a good sister, or a good son or a daughter, most important thing, we need to value our own self. And अपना value हम खुद बनाते हैं. वो बिगाड़ते भी हम हैं, बनाते भी हम हैं. तो last and most important thing, अगला क्या कर रहा है वो देख के हमको एक्शन नहीं लेना है. जैसे सर ने बोला 6 और 9, हमको क्या, हमसे क्या हो पाएगा या हम इससे आगे क्या कर सकते हैं, that we will know over a period of time. It is not going to happen immediate. You will fail and you need to fail to succeed. If you don't fail, that means you have not tried. If you have not tried, you will never be able to move the next level. You will be in a very comfort zone, which is also okay. As sir ने बोला जंगल में डिफरेंट प्राणी रहते हैं. कोई एकदम ऐसे भी एम्प्लॉय होते हैं कंपनी में जो 20-25 साल से उसी पोजीशन पे रहते हैं, वही काम करते हैं जो उनको वही अच्छा लगता है. और कंपनी को भी वही लोग चाहिए, क्योंकि हर कोई मैनेजर नहीं बन सकता है, हर कोई लीडर नहीं बन सकता है. कोई बनेगा, कोई नहीं बनेगा. जो नहीं बनेगा वो बुरा नहीं है, लेकिन मुझे उसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट उतना ही करना है एज अ कंपनी. बट आई नीड दोस पीपल एज वेल. सो इफ यू आर एंजॉयिंग व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, do it whether someone else likes it or not likes it. And then मेरे घर पे मेरे बैंक अकाउंट में मेरा पैसा जाएगा, तो मुझे ये नहीं सोचना कि अगले को क्या फील हो रहा है, मुझे ये सोचना है कि मेरे घर वालों को क्या फील हो रहा है और मुझे क्या फील हो रहा है. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we proceed further with our questions, let us invite some questions from the students also. So maybe we can take 2-3 questions from the students. I am sure you must have been noting down your questions on this slide. So anyone who wants to ask the first question from the audience, yeah. Somebody help her with the mic, please. Yeah.
एक दो वॉलंटियर्स आ जाओ.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bala, and I'm an MBA student. So my question is, recently I completed my internship in HR with the company Express, which is a logistic company in Pune. So when I go through my internship journey, I came to know that recently our seniors got placed from the same colleges, and I was recruiting for the different positions as well, but I got the opportunity to work for MT role as well. So my manager, she's a very good mentor as well. So she asked me, you should approach to your college as well for the MT roles. Right? So that I connected with my seniors, and I came to know that there is a huge difference as I realized that when it's all about the internship, I had a very great experience over there, but I generally ask my seniors who have just passed in 2024 that what is the reason why you are like switching your job within 3 or 4 months? What's the reason? So their answer is like they are at the time of their internship they get a good mentor over there and manager, but now they are working in the same organization and different organization. The manager is not treating them as they have expected in their internship. So this is how I actually feel, because in my internship, my manager is very good. She is well supportive, and I'm good in touch with her right now as well. But my question is, because my senior was facing that same problem, maybe in future I will be the person. Maybe I don't get that kind of manager in my company when I got placed, right? So this is my experience how to tackle these things in corporate.
See, I always believe in over the years. I have made a theme of my life. An organization or a boss is as good or bad as you are. Life is all about sacrifices. आपने जो चीज बोला उसका अगर एग्जाम्पल आपके एज में लेना है तो दैट इज कोर्टशिप. मेरे एज में लेना है तो दिस इज मैरिज, फुल टाइम एंगेजमेंट. कोर्टशिप में सारी चीजें बहुत रोजी दिखती हैं बहुत बार, क्योंकि हर एक चीज डायरेक्ट पिक्चर में नहीं आता. बॉस को डांटना में तो नहीं डांटता आपको, राइट? बट वंस यू आर एन एम्प्लॉय, मेनी टाइम्स यू आर टेकन एज फॉर ग्रांटेड. ये मेरा टीम मेंबर है, सो वो हम लोग को एक्सेप्टेंस देना भी पड़ेगा. I remember my first boss, he was extremely abusive with people, right? बहुत लोग पसंद नहीं करते थे, मुझे कोई बुराई नहीं लगता था. तो ठीक इसकी आदत है, ये बोलता है, ऐसा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. But he became a wonderful friend of mine of late. So you have to develop relationship. सारी चीजें ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको better roses are only twice. Once you know, second is death. उसके जीवन में better roses कभी नहीं आता. So there are hard times. वही actual life है. You cannot expect कि आपके बॉस के साथ कुछ हुआ, आपके फ्रेंड के साथ कुछ हुआ, वो चीज आपको मिलेगा. अच्छा होता तो आप वही चीज एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं. किसके साथ क्या हुआ, forget it. It is your life. You have to deal. There will be sacrifices in life.
एक मैं quick example देता हूँ. You know Glassdoor, right? All of you know Glassdoor? Glassdoor, do you know? Okay. You name me one company in Glassdoor जिसके reviews 1 नहीं है, 1 rating नहीं है, 2 rating नहीं है. 5 is the highest ना. किसी भी कंपनी को उठा लो, 1 भी मिलेंगे, 2 भी मिलेंगे, 3, 4, 5 सब मिलेंगे, right? What I'm trying to say here is, once you get the feedback that you take from different people, they will give the feedback based on their own experiences, right? What he exactly said. अभी मैं, you know, कल I was talking to a couple of my colleagues about this bad and good manager, toxic environment. There was a discussion going on, and toxic environment happens because of bad manager. That's what people normally say. Always say, you know, it's all about alignment. The basic thing is, which we don't understand and we don't realize, that as an employee we have to align with our manager, and manager will have to align with his or her manager, and that's how this alignment, the entire chain works in an organization. And this entire alignment is happening to the overall objective of the organization. So whether you like, you dislike, it's okay. But professionally you have to align with that particular manager, whosoever is there with you. So this alignment is very important. Once you get aligned, again, you have to do some sacrifices which he is talking about. Maybe I don't like his, you know, X, Y, Z, whatever, the way he eats. I have to have lunch with my boss. The way he eats I don't like. So what? I have to professionally align with him. I'm just, ये सब ना practical बात है, मैं बता रहा हूँ. Ideal में नहीं रख सकता है, ये ideal नहीं है, मतलब ये practical बात है. जितनी जल्दी जीवन में practically हम सीखने हैं, उतनी चीजें अच्छी हो जाती हैं. तो align हो जाओगे, सब set होगा. Like he was telling, and I was telling. मजा नहीं आया, चीजें समझ में नहीं आया, रियली समझ में नहीं आया, धीरे नहीं हो रहा, गो ऑन. फिर अगली बार वो कंपनी आपके यहाँ नहीं आएगी.
एक और चीज इसमें ऐड करेंगे, आप अपने ही क्लोन को नहीं झेल सकते, राइट? अगर आप जैसे एग्जैक्टली सेम से आपकी दूसरा इंसान आपके साथ रहना शुरू हो जाए, आप उसको झेल नहीं सकते हो. तो बाकी तो दूसरे इंसान है. आपको थोड़ी देर के लिए उसको एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा. जो जैसा है उसको एक्सेप्ट करना सीखिए. सड़क पे जब हम चलते हैं ना, कुछ एक गाड़ियाँ बहुत बुरी तरीके से चलती हैं. कुछ लोगों के घर में हो सकता है इमरजेंसी हो, मजबूरी में जा रहा है, या कुछ लोगों की जस्ट ऐसी आदत है कि वो गधे की तरह चलेंगे. ठीक है भाई, गधा घोड़ा सब लोग चाहिए, तो बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल है. हर तरीके के लोग होने चाहिए जीवन में, तभी मजा है. एक जैसा अच्छा हमें कभी नहीं होता है. आइडियल लोग सिर्फ स्वर्ग में मिलते हैं, जो अगर होता भी होगा तो. काशी से ऊपर जाने में स्वर्ग मिलता है, सुना होगा.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Raj Padi. I'm from MCA, and I've done both extension I have working in PCS as a tech support, and also have done BD work in external education. But sir, हम अगर मेरा क्वेश्चन बेसिकली ये है कि जैसे मैं एक वन पैरेंट लाइक मैं अपने माँ बाप का एक लौता हूँ, तो हम मेंटली अप्रोच कैसे करें HR से, मैनेजर्स लाइक आप जब वर्क करते हो ना तो आपको दोनों बैलेंस करना होता है, जैसा आपने बोला सर भी, और सर ने बताया कि अगर हम एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स में मैं बीडी प्रोफाइल में था तो सेल्स में क्या होता है कि आपको बहुत प्रेशर होता है, रात के 2 बजे आपका मैनेजर आता है और बोलता है कि एंड ऑफ द डे क्या है, हाँ, और वहाँ पर से कुछ कलीग्स आपको बैक पिचिंग करते हैं, सेल्स नहीं हुआ तो मैनेजर गाली दे देता है, सब आपको टॉलरेट करना होता है। अगर हम टैक्स सपोर्ट की बात करें, कंसल्टेंट की बात करें, सर मेरा क्वेश्चन आपसे है कि वहाँ पे क्या होता है कि डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ कस्टमर्स ऑन कॉल होते हैं और आपको टेक्निकल सपोर्ट देना है, आप कस्टमर सर्विस नहीं दे रहे हो कि आप सबको समझो, राइट, आपको एक टेक्निकल वे में बात करनी होती है, आपके कोर्स होते हैं, आपको रन किया हुआ तो नहीं, ठीक नहीं तो फिर आपको तो होता है, बट वहाँ पे कस्टमर्स क्या समझते हैं कि आप कस्टमर एग्जीक्यूटिव हो और वो आपसे क्वेश्चन क्या करेंगे, तो मेरी क्या गलती है, क्यों ऐसा बिजनेस किया है, तो आप उन पीपल्स को कैसे टॉलरेट करते हैं, पहला क्वेश्चन। दूसरा, मैंने साल भर में 2 कंपनी चेंज की, 2 साल में बीडी भी किया एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स में और टैक्स सपोर्ट भी किया टीसीएस में, मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगा, जैसा आपने कहा कि नहीं समझ में आ रहा है चेंज करो, मुझे लगा मेरा करियर टेक करियर में है, मैं डेवलपमेंट में जा सकता हूँ, मैं उसमें आगे ग्रोथ भी करूँगा, बट मेंटली कनेक्ट नहीं हो पाते हैं पीपल से, क्योंकि आप जब नए जाते हो ना तो पुराने लोग एचआर से ज़्यादा कनेक्टेड होते हैं और आप जब जाते हो तो उतना कनेक्टेड नहीं होते हो, तो उस चीज़ को एक पैरामीटर को कैसे एनालाइज करें। और सबसे बड़ी बात कि एज ए एमसीए स्टूडेंट हम सारे एमसीए स्टूडेंट्स मतलब कहीं ना कहीं एमबीए उस चीज़ को लर्न करता है, बॉडी लैंग्वेज हुआ, बात करने का तरीका हुआ, बट एमबीए क्या है कि एक फिक्स पॉइंट पे, सॉरी एमसीए एक फिक्स पॉइंट पे रह जाता है, वो अपनी सिर्फ कोडिंग एंड वो सारी चीज़ों पे ध्यान देता है, तो हम एचआर से कैसे कनेक्ट करें। सम टाइम एचआर अच्छे मिल जाते हैं, लाइक टीसीएस में मुझे अच्छे एचआर नहीं मिले, बट एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स में मेरे मैनेजर काफ़ी सपोर्टिव थे, सेल्स होती थी तो भी ठीक है, नहीं होती थी तो वो मुझे बोलते थे ठीक है नेक्स्ट मंथ टारगेट हो जाए, तो इन सारी चीज़ों को कैसे वहाँ पे इवॉल्व करें और मेंटली हेल्थ को देखते हुए मैं अपने गोल ऑब्जेक्टिव को कैसे अचीव करूँ, लाइक एंड ऑफ द मनी ही है हमारा लास्ट गोल से।
तुमने बहुत सारे सवाल पूछे, अब मैं फिर सेकंड के तरफ बोर्ड हो गया कि क्या जवाब दूँ। आई थिंक करेक्ट मी इफ माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज राइट, नॉट राइट सॉरी, वन इज यू आर आस्किंग कि मैं अपने मेंटल बैलेंस को कैसे बरकरार रखूं इन एडवर्स सिचुएशंस, राइट, इन नटसेल यही है क्वेश्चन कि कोई उधर से गाली दे रहा है कस्टमर, उधर से कोई कुछ बोल रहा है, बट मैं उस सिचुएशन में अपने आप को कंट्रोल एंड काम कैसे रखूं, मैं मेंटली कैसे रखूं। दूसरा, मैं एचआर से कैसे अप्रोच करूं, मींस इट्स ऑल अबाउट मेकिंग कनेक्शन, राइट, हाउ टू कनेक्ट विद पीपल, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, यही प्रॉब्लम है, 2 चीजें, राइट, यही है।
क्योंकि जब मैं टीसीएस में था तो मेरी मदर एडमिट थी और वहाँ पे क्या होता है कि कॉर्पोरेट में जब आप नए एंट्री करते हो तो हर एचआर चाहता है आपको रिटेन करें, आपको अपने टाइम तो फिक्स रखते हैं कि अगर 9 to 5 है तो आप उतना काम करके जाओ, बट आपको आप अगर 1 parent चाइल्ड हो तो आपको दोनों मैनेज करना है, तो वो चीज़ नहीं वहाँ पे मैनेज हो पाता है, क्योंकि एक आपका लूप होल होता है और एक की पॉइंट होता है, आपका हर बार आपको एक नॉक किया जाता है और वहाँ से प्रेशराइज होते हो, कहीं ना कहीं आप मेंटली एग्जॉस्ट होते हो और उस चीज़ को सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाते।
So you're talking integration, work-life integration. देखो जीवन में work-life balance कुछ नहीं होता, ये मेरी अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, मेरी अपनी थ्योरी है, people may disagree to me, may agree to me, but my point is you can't have work-life balance. Your work is always integrated in your life, right? How do you make balance between the integrated life? That depends on you. It all depends on us, right? Coming back to the point which you were talking about, the mental wellness, how to be mentally strong. See, everything has. So there are a lot of things, and I will also seek help from my co-panelists to answer on this particular part. See, one is acceptance. Acceptance is something which is the key problem of most of the things. When you accept something, like you was telling, कि मुझे I know कि लोग गधे की तरह गाड़ी चलाते हैं, I'm fine, it's okay, right? It's okay, even if people are driving in different way or etc. I have accepted that fact. Once I'm getting into a BD role, I know, like you said, I know this is what is going to happen. I have to work for 14 hours. Now, working for 14 hours will never be stressful if you enjoy those 14 hours. And I can practically tell you this has happened in my department in 2001, 2021 and 22. In spite of me pushing my team members to shut down your PC, your laptop, they used to work 14 hours, 13 hours, 12 hours without getting stressful, without taking in stress, because they knew the larger purpose, they knew the impact, they were loving it, they were enjoying it, right? And once you have accepted this, that okay, this is what I have to do for 13 hours or 14 hours, customer गालियाँ देंगे. Once you have accepted it, mentally, actually, honestly accepted it, trust me, stress नहीं होएगा. Second thing, setting right expectation to yourself and to your family, to your parents, to whosoever is. कि मेरा ये job profile है, like on Saturday, you know, after getting married of almost 21 years, now my wife and my kids expect me to spend time during Saturday and Sunday, right? Today I am here, next weekend I am somewhere else, next to next weekend I am somewhere else. I have set my expectation with my parents, with my wife and kids that please, for a few months, you have to adjust with me. You know, I can pay for it later on separately, but you know, setting expectation is something which is very, very important. First, you have to accept. I accepted first, then I set the expectation right. Everything starts with, I think somebody was, I think you was telling or you were telling that खुद से करना होता है. आपका health, आपका career, आपका relationship, सब कुछ आपके हाथ में. सब कुछ. Everything is in your hand. So, accept, set the right expectation, and then move on. Life will be beautiful. Trust me.
My name is Akshita Pathak and I am from MBA. Sir, like आपने कहा कि हमारे अगर हम कोई जॉब कर रहे हैं, उसमें हमारे पास बहुत सारे ऑफर्स आते हैं. वो हमारे ऊपर होता है कि हम उसको एक्सेप्ट करते हैं या नहीं. तो सर, अगर हमारे पास बहुत सारे ऑफर्स आ रहे हैं, तो ये हम कैसे समझ सकते हैं कि ये हमारी ये अपॉर्चुनिटी हमारे लिए अच्छी होगी? क्योंकि हमें तो बस इतना पता है कि हमें कितना मनी ऑफर करें या क्या. जब तक हम उसको ट्राई नहीं करेंगे, हम कैसे समझ सकते हैं कि ये हमारे लिए सही है ऑफर या नहीं सही है?
एक चीज समझने की कोशिश कीजिए, ऑफर्स बहुत आएंगे और आगे भी आते रहेंगे. आपको डिसीजन लेना है कि मेरे लिए कौन सा जॉब, irrespective of whatever CTC or commercial angle to it, मेरे लिए ये रोल जो है वो अच्छा है या नहीं. Please try to understand the importance of a job role. ठीक है? People get confused between designations and roles. So for me, as a student or as somebody who is entering into the corporate, my role is the most important aspect of my first career. Answer number one. Answer number two. Please don't get into that job market wherein you are ending up looking out for 5, 7, 10 options and then eeny, meeny, miny वो बोलते ना, वैसे नहीं करना. Let's be very clear. These are the top 3 organizations I would love to work for. Whether you end up there or doesn't end up there is a different story. But at least let's keep that goal that this is what my career should look like. These are the dream companies I want to work with. This is the role which I want to get into. If you are very clear on your role, all these things will automatically fall in place. Am I clear? In addition to this, of course, basis on our financials, because let me be very honest, because I am saying this on an open platform, I had a dream of completing my full-time MBA. Let me be very honest. I had the dream of completing my full-time MBA. Unfortunately, 25 years ago, this was not a financially viable solution for me, understanding the dynamics of my family background. Luckily, you are blessed that you along with your parents today are here and you are getting into a corporate role. So understand that there is a good financial support, emotional support which your parents are in front of you and they are helping you on that front. And on this basis, make that decision, but please don't go for more than 3-4 offers, because then what happens is जितना ज़्यादा मिलेगा उतना ज़्यादा उसका ऑप्शन और उसका जो वैल्यू है वो धीरे धीरे कम होते जाएगा. Hence ये 4-5 चीज़ों पे फोकस कीजिए and stick to that one particular option at least for the next 3 years is what my personal recommendation would be. I hope I did justice to your question.
I'll just add one more point. एक तो है, as sir mentioned, be focused on what you want. Two, be focused on in terms of the monetary value also that you are going to get, because role मिलेगा, monetary value मिलेगा नहीं, और अगले को देगा. Usually human mentality कैसे work करता है? I will agree to 5, but when I see my colleague getting 5.5, oh, I should have gone for that 5.5. Oh, so that's why he said plenty का option रखोगे तो फिर वो सोचेंगे कि समझ में नहीं आएगा कि क्या सही है क्या गलत है. तो आपका एक फिगर फिक्स होना चाहिए, इतना तो होना चाहिए. मिलेगा या नहीं ये आपके ऊपर है जब वहां पे आप नेगोशिएट करते हो. बिकॉज अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू, कॉलेज विल गिव यू द कॉर्पोरेट देयर. आफ्टर दैट इट इज यू हु इज गोइंग टू सिट इन फ्रंट ऑफ द हायरिंग मैनेजर and discuss and deliberate and come to a figure, and then you have to be very happy with your result. You should not go back, अरे यार मैं 50,000 मैंने कम किया, अगले ने स्मार्टली पे किया, मैंने नहीं किया. वो नहीं सोचना है. ये सोचना कि अगली बार मैं इसको कैसे सुधारूं, इससे बेहतरीन कैसे करूं. पैसे तो आ ही जाए, उसकी चिंता बिल्कुल नहीं. क्लियर?
And to have a range, like whenever I go, whenever in our corporate as a team, my this company and all other group companies and my colleagues in other industry, there's a fixed CTC which we offer. If we are hiring for a management graduate, एक वो ballpark figure आपको पता चली जाता है. And then what happens is then we try to compare between. So as rightly mentioned, जब तक 5 लाख था बहुत अच्छा था. जैसे ही पता चला कि किसी और को 5.5 मिल गया, तो वो जो बहुत अच्छा था सडनली वो जुम करके नीचे आ गया. So let's not do that. But the good part is, as an organization today, we are very clear that okay, if we are hiring somebody for this particular role, this is what the ballpark figure is, and we don't go beyond that. There is a minimum, there is a maximum, और वही होता है. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम 10-15% आगे पीछे करते नहीं. At the entry level, the good part today is mostly all the organizations have that fixed. जो भी मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी या जो भी ट्रेनी मेरे कंपनी में आएगा, this is what your CTC is fixed. Next year, how much will you perform, what increment you are going to get into is your own personal journey. But today, every organization has kept a base, which is very good for people like you who are entering into the corporate.
Any student will do specialization from marketing and finance, and later on after the PG, after a few years, you want to enter in the HR field, career acquisition, anything. What will be the consequences you will going to face or the types of work?
Field within HR, which you want to get into. Yeah.
Example is next to you. We did the same thing, right? Finance से sales से finance, finance से sales, फिर HR, training. It's all about उस टाइम में थोड़ा मानना. It's all about, again I'm telling you, nothing is fixed recipe. आज के लिए काम कर दिया, कल इससे और कुछ अच्छा आएगा. This is the attitude with which we need to go. Like आपने भी sales and marketing and finance में आपने मेजर किया. आपने काम किया 1 साल 2 साल, फिर आपको लगा नहीं ये मेरा फील्ड नहीं है, क्योंकि ये डिसीजन आप कब लेते हो? कोई आपके बगल वाला आपको बोलता है, या आपका रिपोर्टिंग मैनेजर आपको बोलता है, या आपको खुद तो समझ में आता है कहने के आप उस चीज के लिए कट नहीं हो, तो इमीडिएटली आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते हो, कोई आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी देगा नहीं. तो आपको वो कनेक्ट बनाना है वापस कि मुझे अगर HR में जाना है, the entry door to HR when you are not from HR is talent acquisition. You can get into it only on talent acquisition. क्यों? Talent acquisition में you need to negotiate. You need to sell the concept of this is the best organization to work for. Attract the candidate to your organization. Do the negotiation and then get into the mainstream HR.
Means there are lots of candidates those who have did their specialization from HR. How we are going to tackle them? It's like to show the all potential towards the company and HR. So that the company should hire us instead of them.
That's all right. As we mentioned earlier also, during your discussion with the hiring manager, how you are able to place your candidature to that hiring manager, that you are the standout performer than the next person who came for the interview or after your interview, is based on how you are able to represent your knowledge. Knowledge माने क्या? आपको jargons use करने हैं जो इंडस्ट्री में यूज किया जाता है. तो सर ने भी बहुत सारी चीजें बोली थी, किसने नोट डाउन किया? अट्रिशन, एम्प्लॉय लाइफ साइकिल, ये सब कोई पूछा नहीं है अभी तक। आइडियली आपको ये भी क्वेश्चंस पूछने चाहिए, इसका मतलब क्या होता है, इसको हम लोग कैसे यूज करेंगे। सो आपका वो एज कहाँ पे आएगा, जब आप उस हायरिंग मैनेजर को इन्फ्लुएंस कर पाओगे कि मैं अगले कैंडिडेट से बेहतर इसलिए हूँ क्योंकि मैं इस जॉब के बारे में जानकारी ज्यादा रखता हूँ। क्या जानकारी रखता हूँ कि मुझे पता है कि इस जॉब रोल में मुझे क्या करना है। सो आपको जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है। आप जिस रोल के लिए जा रहे हो उस जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन में क्या लिखा हुआ है, उसमें मैं कहाँ पर फिट हो सकता हूँ या हो सकती हूँ।
Just to add here very quickly, example is in my organization. I hired 6 management training this year. Talent acquisition में मैंने 2 बंदे हायर किए, उसमें सिर्फ एक HR का है, दूसरी जो बंदी है वो HR से है ही नहीं। She is from finance and marketing. But you know the way she was talking, the way she expressed her desire and aspiration, we took her in talent acquisition, and she is doing a wonderful job. It's all about how you sell yourself at a fresher level, entry level. Okay, thank you.
Yes, simple example मैं इसमें hello, simple example एक ये रहेगा, अगर चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का नेक्स्ट ईयर कैप्टन चूज करना है, कितने लोग महेंद्र सिंह धोनी को देखना चाहते हैं? अभी भी बहुत सारे लोग हैं। So the important lesson is, if you can make yourself relevant, आप अपने आप को उस लायक अगर बना के रखते हैं तो कौन कम्पीट कर रहा है सामने मतलब ही नहीं बनता है। राफेल नडाल मेरे ख्याल एक साल पहले भी शायद ग्रैंड स्लैम उसी ने जीता था, एग्जैक्ट नाम में थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो रहा हूँ, 40 साल की उम्र में, जहाँ 21 साल 22 साल के लड़के कम्पीट कर रहे हैं उनके सामने। सो बात आप में होनी चाहिए। फॉर एग्जाम्पल HR के बहुत सारे लोग हैं, कुछ लोग मैं जानता हूँ जिनको 5 लाख 6 लाख 10 लाख रुपए महीना का सैलरी छोड़ के वो कंसल्टिंग में आते हैं, एंड कंसल्टिंग में एक दिन का कितना मिलता है पता है? 2 से 5 लाख रुपए एक दिन का चार्ज है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर वो आपके यहाँ एक दिन के लिए आएंगे, आना जाना सब कुछ लेके, एटलीस्ट 2 से 5 लाख रुपए वो दिन का लेंगे बोलने का एक इंसान। तो अगर आप में कंटेंट है, पैसा आपके पास सामने से आएगा, आप समय नहीं दे पाएंगे उसको, वो कंटेंट बनाइए। उसके लिए थोड़ा सैक्रिफाइस करना पड़ेगा, जीवन में घिसना पड़ेगा, मेहनत करना पड़ेगा। बहुत चीजें पसंद नहीं आती कि नहीं भाई बॉस डांटता है या एक काम करना पसंद नहीं है, लाइक डिसिप्लिन। सचिन तेंदुलकर से अगर आप पूछेंगे सुबह 4 बजे उठ के प्रैक्टिस करता था वो जीवन भर, पसंद आता होगा क्या हर रोज? नहीं आता था। उसकी भी गर्लफ्रेंड की मन करता वो सुबह मिलने के लिए, लेकिन नहीं, उसका था पहला अफेयर कि नहीं भाई मुझे यही करना है, प्रैक्टिस करना है। दैट इज डिसिप्लिन। वो आपके जीवन में है क्या, उसको सोच के देखिए। अगर वो है तो आप सोच लीजिए, आप ये एक ना एक दिन इस जगह बैठ के आप बोल रहे होंगे और सामने वाला सुनेगा।
Good afternoon, sir. Myself Shubhangi Tripathi from MCom 3rd semester. जैसा आपको पता है कि MBA मैनेजमेंट के लिए मोस्टली जाना जाता है, MCA टेक्निकल कोर्स है काइंड ऑफ, एंड वी आर फ्रॉम MCom, तो कहीं ना कहीं हम बहुत डीमोटिवेटेड फील करते हैं इन फ्रंट ऑफ देम कि मतलब प्लेसमेंट में कंपनीज और जो इंटरव्यूअर्स आएंगे उन्हें प्रायोरिटाइज करेंगे, बिकॉज आज के टाइम में मतलब मार्केट डिमांड्स आप कह सकते हैं MBA को पहले प्रायोरिटाइज किया जाता है। तो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, हमें बहुत ज़्यादा ही फियर फील होता है और बहुत सी चीज़ें हैं ऑन द कॉलेज लेवल भी, मतलब बहुत से सारी चीज़ें हैं जो हमें डीमोटिवेटेड फील होता है। तो एज एन HR आप कुछ
Okay. क्यों demotivated this? Why do you feel demotivated?
सर जस्ट बिकॉज दे आर
Placement नहीं होता।
नहीं, हमारे सीनियर्स लास्ट ईयर प्लेस हुए हैं, दैट्स व्हाई हम भी
तो प्लेसमेंट की वजह से डिमोटिवेशन होता है, सिंपल। यही कहना चाह रहे हैं।
maybe we are doing MCom, that's why यहाँ पे MBA को इतना ग्लैमराइज किया गया हुआ है शायद इसलिए।
See, let me tell you, this is nothing but self rejection. Okay. maybe I'll come next year to hire MCOM from this college. I'm just Baba ma'am. And you know for what? I'll tell you what. And of course you will be able to relate. We need functional experts on Oracle who comes from the finance background. Either I'll hire MCOM or BCom or MBA finance. Last year I struggled to hire BComs and MComs because we hardly get people who BCom and MCom nowadays, right? And MBA finance guys, you know, they were having different aspirations. And I'm giving you the right example. You could not hire. You wanted to hire 5 people. You could not hire in 2024, in the beginning of 2024. So ऐसा नहीं है demand नहीं है market में, right? There are a lot of demand of MCom people. Even BCom, etc. Don't get demotivated, first of all. Don't self-reject yourself. That's the first thing which you're doing wrong. Confidence कहाँ से आएगा? Right? MBA कोर्स है, आपने चुना ना MCom, और SMS सबको खींच के तो नहीं लाया ना कि आ जा भाई MCom कर ले.
No sir.
Then, if you have chosen something, remember one thing in life. You know, I always tell this, और मैंने तो अपने जीवन में आपको साथ करके भी रखा हुआ है. Think billion times before taking a decision. Billion मतलब don't get literally billion. Think multiple times, but don't regret once you have taken a decision. पता है वो फिर वो क्या है, वो आप अपने आप को इतना डिमोटिवेट फील करोगे हर चीज में. अरे मैं तो MCom में MCom वो तो क्या हुआ भाई, I'm MCom, Masters in Commerce. बैलेंस शीट बना के दिखाओ कौन MBA फाइनेंस वाला बैलेंस शीट अच्छा बनाता है, तुम या मैं? आ जाओ सामने बैठ जाओ, चैलेंज कर सकते हो.
Surely I can challenge them because
there are a lot of things, so don't worry about it.
तो पहले चीज तो खुदनेस ओके, वो सेम हो गया कि मेरे पास आईफोन है, मेरे पास माई फोन है, उसके पास आईफोन है. तो वो आईफोन और माई फोन का वैल्यू भी अलग होता है. MBA स्टूडेंट का वैल्यू अलग है, उसके अलग वैल्यू उसने दिया है. MCom स्टूडेंट का वैल्यू अलग है, उसने अलग वैल्यू दिया है. पहला चीज तो कंपैरिजन ही गलत है. दूसरी चीज ये है कि MCom मैंने जब चुना है, या तो मेरे पेरेंट्स ने बोला इसलिए मैंने चुना, या तो मेरे दोस्त लोग आगे इसलिए मैंने MCom दिया, या मुझे वाकई में लगता है कि MCom का ऑप्शन है. MCom में करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज तो जरूर हैं और आगे भी रहेंगी, इसलिए MCom करके एक स्कीम भी रखी हुई है ना. लेकिन वही वाला केस हो गया जहाँ पे मैं खा रहा हूँ दही बड़ा, अगर अगला खा रहा है दही बड़ा, उसका थोड़ा उसने चाट मसाला ज्यादा डाला है तो मुझे लग रहा है इसमें मजा नहीं है, उसमें ज्यादा मजा. ये तो ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी है. जैसा 5 और 5.5 का मैंने एग्जांपल दिया, ये तो हर टाइम हर समय होता रहेगा. हमको ये देखना है कि अगर मुझे ऐसा सेल्फ पिटी जब फील होता है ना, तो मुझे बहुत हंसी आती है लोगों को, क्योंकि सेल्फ पिटी फील कभी नहीं होनी चाहिए. क्योंकि जब आप सेल्फ पिटी फील करते हो ना, आप अपना कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं खो देते. आपको हर समय कॉन्फिडेंट रहना है, हर समय ये सोचना है कि मैं सभी के बराबर हूँ और मैं सभी की बराबरी कर सकती हूँ. तो क्या हुआ, मैं MCom में भी बहुत सारी चीजें कर सकते हैं. हमको आइडेंटिफाई, यू कैन गो इन एन एनालिस्ट रोल, यू कैन बिकम अ डेटा एनालिस्ट, यू कैन बिकम अ बिजनेस एनालिस्ट, यू कैन बी अ फंक्शनल एनालिस्ट. देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स. सो फॉर दैट, आर यू गुड इन एक्सेल? यू नीड टू चेक दैट. Being in finance, are you good in Excel? Do you know the shortcut keys? Do you know the formulas that is used in the industry? If the answer is no, then we have a problem. The answer should be you need to know that. You should be able to make some reports. You should be able to make some trackers. And this is for everyone sitting here. Someone might think I'm working in Workday, I'm working in the best of the ERP platforms. So मुझे Excel की जानकारी रखनी जरूरी नहीं है. ये गलत सोच नहीं रखना चाहिए. हर किसी को पता होना चाहिए, क्योंकि एक कंपनी एक ERP पैकेज यूज करता है, अगला कंपनी शायद वो नहीं यूज करेगा. Right? So MCom is not bad. MCom is very good, but the comparison is not right. Comparison cannot be right. Okay? मतलब it's like vada pav and burger. To put it more easy, more crude form. Vada pav and burger. Vada pav is Indian burger. Burger is your foreign McDonald's वाला. Price तो अलग होता है. हमारे मुंबई में मिलता है, इसका मैं give you that example. A vada pav costs you 20 rupees. A burger costs you 75 rupees. Because the packaging is different. Right?
In Delhi, the cost is almost similar. You will get vada pav 70 rupees.
So one point answer for you is you have selected a niche market. NICHE, niche. Niche market is what your specialization is into. I'll give my example. I got my PhD only because of my MCom. I am a postgraduate. I am not a full-time MBA. I mean, I just told somebody, right? I wanted to complete my MBA, but financially I never got an opportunity. I completed my PG, but because I was a PG, I was not qualified as per the norms of UGC or whatever PhD norms are. I did my MCom in management and then I complete my theory PhD, and now I am continuing with my further studies. So everybody has that niche skill. अगर मैंने वैसा सोचा होता, जैसे आज मैं छाती ठोक के बोल रहा हूँ कि यस मैंने किया है पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन, लेकिन मैंने एमकॉम इन मैनेजमेंट भी किया है, सो आई एम अ डबल पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट और मेरा बेस है फाइनेंस और इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंस का, जिसका दूर दूर तक मेरे एचआर से रिलेटेड फंक्शन नहीं है. सो दीज आर niche which we have created for ourselves. The good part about you is when you complete your MCom, you are already a niche in the market. आपका स्पेशलाइजेशन है तो ऑब्वियसली आपको वो एक ऐड होता है, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग द राइट वर्ड, यू गाइस कैन हेल्प मी. वो जो ऐड होता है ना, सब बकरी के पीछे से बोलते हैं मैं कौन से कॉलेज जाएगा, कौन से मैं रिमेंबर दैट इज ऐड, आई गेस इट्स अ जॉब पोर्टल और समथिंग. So everybody कहाँ जाना है आपको, मैं ऐसे नहीं करना है. आपके केस में वेरी क्लियर कि बॉस ये सब मैं करके जा रहे हैं. I have my niche, I have completed my MCom now, and that's how you have created that niche. So be proud of it. I am a proud product in front of you. I am a MCom in management student, and only because of my MCom I got my PhD. So there's always two sides of the coin. You are looking on the reverse side. इसको मत करो. आप कर रहे हो, अच्छा कर रहे हो, कंटिन्यू करो, छाती ठोक के बोलो हाँ मैंने किया है. Okay?
Okay, last rapid fire question, very short. Red flags of a personal interview for a fresher. Very short. Red flags of a personal interview for a fresher.
Do not be arrogant.
Yeah, I will say attitude, bad attitude actually.
Be presentable. Simple. I am somebody who loves to keep beard trimmed. I am somebody who loves to keep long hair. In fact, many of you have seen my profile. मतलब इतने बाल मैंने रखे हैं. But of course, when I am going for my campus or when I am doing something professionally, it's all gelled up. They have taken that liberty of Saturday है, घूमने जा रहे हैं, यहाँ आ रहे हैं, तो ऐसे, वरना तेल वेल डाल के जेल वेल डाल के सारे बाल पीछे होते हैं. So ladies, girls, boys, all of you, please be presentable. That's the first opportunity which you are getting, and hence we say your first impressions are your last impressions.
Be prepared. Most importantly, be prepared. Be prepared माने दिमाग एकदम शार्प होना चाहिए, उस समय में आंसर देने आना चाहिए. इसलिए practice will only make you prepared. If you don't practice, you will not be prepared. Please. So mock interviews अपने दोस्तों के साथ बैठ के कीजिए. वो ना वो शीशे के सामने तो कर लेंगे, लेकिन उसमें आपको शायद से वो difficult questions नहीं आएगा. वो difficult questions तब आएगा जब साथ में आप जब बैठे हो, गप्पे लड़ा रहे हो, चाय पी रहे हो, नाश्ता कर रहे हो, उस टाइम पे थोड़ा मॉक्स कीजिए. उस टाइम पे आपको आइडिया मिलेगा कि क्या क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं और कैसे हमको आंसर करना है.
Be punctual, very important. Respect others' time. Be punctual. If you are coming late for your interview for even 1 minute, trust me, you're gone. As simple as that.
Remember race, readiness, authentic, curious, and E for emotionally strong. These 4 things, RACE. This is very important. Okay?
Thank you.
So we got lots of.
Just one. What this opportunity to get all of you here. I'm tempted to ask one question. Students come with this question to us, and we try to answer it in our own way. Nowadays, companies are taking psychometric tests. So, as such, there is no right or wrong in psychometric test, and how to qualify a psychometric test or how to take a psychometric test, write a psychometric test. Students are a bit confused about it. So
the students come back and say to us, we have attempted all the questions, but I don't know why did I not qualify the psychometric test, because I don't know.
yeah. So yeah.
I have done my specialization in psychometric. Now a single day I have got the correct answer. Psychometric itself, the word psycho, it's all about your psychology. At one particular fraction of the second, that particular time you are thinking of something, on that basis you give your assessment. After 1 hour, or even for that matter after 10 minutes, if you are giving the same assessment, not necessarily that you will get the same answer, but you need to understand the trend. Hence, in PhD, we understand these trends, understand the trend, and basis on the trend, basis on the role, if I am looking for somebody as a recruiter, this is the kind of trend which I can focus upon. So there is no right or wrong answer for any psychometric assessment, but of course it gives you a trend. And if there is a major difference, when I say major difference, मतलब 10 मार्क का क्वेश्चन था, 10 में से आपको कई जगह पे 8 मिले हैं, कई जगह पे 9 मिले हैं, कई जगह पे 7 मिले हैं, इट्स ओके. बट 7 और 9 की जगह पे सीधा आपको 2 या 3 मिला है, then definitely it's a challenge, which is very rare. But trust me, you will never get the exact answer when you repeat the assessment. Okay? So understand that. But of course, along with the psychometric, there are some logical questions and some data-driven solutions which we have to give as a part of our assessment. That I'm sure you guys will do up justice. But psychometric में थोड़ा वो ऊपर नीचे होता है, and you need to understand that no two personalities are the same personality.
You also need to practice again, number 1. Number 2, there are a lot of free tools on psychometric assessments available which you should go through. Again, हर एक कंपनी का अलग अलग टूल होता है, हर एक कंपनी का HR हेड अलग होता है, हर एक कंपनी का टैलेंट डेवलपमेंट हेड अलग होता है. उनको लगता है कि ये सही टूल है, इससे काम आएगा, इस तरीके से हम सही कैंडिडेट को चुन पाएंगे. कोई कंपनी रिक्रूटमेंट के लिए यूज करती है, कोई कंपनी डेवलपमेंट के लिए यूज करती है. तो इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन दी नीड ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. इसके लिए इंग्लिश का लैंग्वेज की जानकारी रखनी बहुत जरूरी है. Because all these psychometric assessments, there is only word play. Number 1. Number 2, there are two theory, two school of thoughts. One says जो दिमाग में आए इनपुट सब्स्टिट्यूट करो निकल जाओ. दूसरा है कि मैं हर एक लाइन को पढूं और समझूं और लिखूं. जब आप समझ के लिखते हो शायद आप सही हो सकते हो, शायद आप गलत हो सकते हो, क्योंकि जैसा सर ने बताया आपके मेंटल स्टेट ऑफ माइंड के ऊपर निर्भर करता है कि आप किसको चुनते हो. Right? So that is very clear. There is no right or wrong answer, but your trend depends on how you are able to read that question, interpret that question. मतलब logical reasoning, आप logically कैसे सोचते हो, ये वो दर्शाता है उसका report at the end of the day. Right? Psychometric assessment is all about that. How logical, how you are able to structure a particular situation, and how you are able to analyze that situation, or maybe able to analyze the situation based on the role. Clear? So no right or wrong answer, no ghabrana, no darna. You need to practice to come at some level of competency.
Just one tip, suggestion: do lot of comprehension reading. When you do that, हम बोलते हैं ना राइट अ कॉम्प्रिहेंशन, हम बहुत लाइटली बोलते थे ना एज अ स्कूल में. नहीं क्या है ये, तो मतलब 100 मार्क की है, 100 में तो 100 मुझे मिल जाएंगे. Trust me, I can give it by example. I'm sure my co-panelists will agree to it. The least we scored was in our comprehension skills. And this is where we make mistake and we underestimate ourselves. So please, if you think that language, communication, particularly, I do understand we all come from different background. Now that if you know that language is a problem for you, communication is a problem for you, please read and do lot of comprehension reading. The more you read, the more you practice, the more vocabulary will develop, the more confidence will develop, and this is how your assessment का जो trend है ना वो ज़्यादा fluctuate नहीं होगा, because आपके दिमाग में 10-12 चीजें चल रही हैं. Especially when you are somebody who's not very confident on English as a language. No problem. I have struggled in my initial career days. So yes, I have worked on that. So please do lot of comprehension reading. Trust me, it will really help you to develop your skills, and it will also help you to do your psychometric assessments a lot.
Just to touch upon quickly on the English things he was talking about, it's very important, and as he said, don't worry, you have to work on it. But don't think that I will work once I'll get into industry. Work it right now. Okay? Right now. If you're in MCA, MCom, MBA, whatever you are doing, if you're not fluent in English, let me tell you, हिंदी में हम अच्छी बातें करते हैं और बहुत मज़ा आता है हिंदी में बात करने में. कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में भी हिंदी में बात करते हैं आपस में. But once we are in a professional setup, we talk in English. And that's the gateway, one of the gateways. You have to have good command, reasonable one. I told you earlier, I come from a place called Nevada. I studied in Hindi medium. मैं HC वर्मा का हिंदी में फिजिक्स और इंग्लिश में फिजिक्स साथ में पढ़ता था. मुझे ये नहीं पता था कि वेग को वेलोसिटी कहते हैं, एक्सेलरेशन को त्वरण कहते हैं, मुझे नहीं पता था. It took me 6 months to understand, and since I wanted to get into corporate world, I worked on it. Guys, time is now. You might be super intelligent, but if you are not able to express your intelligence, it's of no use. Please, I beg you, focus on English. I have seen many people's career getting ruined because of this language in corporate world. Okay, I am not against any other language, but and don't give this stupid excuse कि मैं इस background से हूँ, मैं उस background से हूँ. Doesn't matter, right? In practical world, you have to learn. Somebody who is coming from a school like Don Bosco, maybe he or she will spend 10%, you have to spend 110% to get that. Please, my humble request to all of you. Thank you so much.
I must say what a wholesome and satisfying experience this has been, and this is what our students actually needed. I'm sure that their cups are brimming with many valuable insights from the practitioner's perspectives, and also so many doubts and queries have also been handled. I'm sure you all feel much more confident now. And now I request our registrar, Mr. Sanjay Gupta sir, to felicitate the guest with mementos and shawl as a token of our gratitude. Mr. Bala Subramaniam Sethuraman, Head HR Integrated Services, will be the next. Our next panelist, Mr. Rishabv Dev, Head of Private Kolkata. Rishabv Dev. And finally, Mr. Prabhanjan Prasoon. And now I request Professor Avinash and Super to propose a vote of thanks.
Thank you. you very much, Pallavi ji. What an exciting event, boys and girls. Sir, actually, let me just give you a brief to my panelists over here. We started this activity of HR Conclave in the previous semester when the students of MBA were actually about to go for their summer internship. We had a different theme, and we have now decided that this HR Conclave is going to be a regular feature in the journey of our postgraduate students, and it's an idea that we have just initiated recently, and I am very glad to share with you today that the kind of insights directly from the industry that our students are getting, it will actually materialize into their success percentage or success rate with regards to their career placement and of course their future. First of all, sir, I would like to thank all of you for taking out time from your busy schedule and being here with us, blessing our students, guiding them, motivating them, clearing their doubts with regards to what the industry is actually looking forward in their candidature. Thank you very much for your time. We again wish that in the near future also we will be inviting you for such type of interactions, and we would like to see you come here and bless as well as guide our students in the coming days to come. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Abhilash. If you allow me, on behalf of all the panelists, and since I come from a background which everybody has not talked about, I have also completed my graduation in music, in vocals. So I would like to finish this with one line of song on behalf of all of us.
The problem with us is I am also a singer. ये गाएंगे और मैं नहीं गाऊंगा तो मुझे बुरा लगेगा.
So just two lines for all of you, very close to my heart. रुक जाना नहीं तू कहीं जाके, रुक जाना नहीं तू कहीं जाके, रातों पे चल के मिलेंगे साए बाहर के, रातों पे चल के मिलेंगे साए बाहर के. Thank you.
Sir, Anand Public demand.
So I am a Rotarian, and we say once in Rotary, always in Rotary. So a lot of work which we do, and then this is something which I strongly believe in, and then these words, I mean a lot. किसी की मुस्कुराहटों में हो निशान, किसी का दर्द ले सके तो ले उठा, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल पे प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है. Thank you so much.
HR Conclave. Thank you everyone. Goodbye, take care till we meet again.
We'll have a picture.
Okay, we have a picture.